The Go Forth and Amplify podcast is brought to you by Death Squad UK. We are no way affiliated with Red Band's original setup, but he has inspired us to do this podcast. This week, me, Ben Burrows at DeathSquad_BB on Twitter and Declan Whiteside at DeAnarchistOnDead on Twitter is going to blow your fucking mind. So let's just start this motherfucker. Finally, everything is working like a dream. Right. The thing that gets me more than anything is the meteorite that was in Russia. They're trying to say it was a complete coincidence and an unrelated matter because it entered at a different trajectory. Yeah. I find it hard to believe it is unrelated at all. I mean, usually when meteorites go past or comets go past, they usually have a trail of other meteorites, don't they?
Yeah, usually.
Did you see the meteorite that hit Russia? Did you watch the news report?
Yeah, well, I've seen most of the video clips and stuff.
Did you listen to the sonic bang? Right, I'm now going to play what happened in Russia now.
Yeah.
I've got the video loaded up on YouTube. Right, this is what happened in Russia earlier on today, I believe. That's terrifying.
Бомбардировка, нахуй, бомбардировка. Артподготовка, блин, артподготовка. Да не сын пока еще. Не сын пока еще. Артподготовка, артподготовка. Ебать, ебать. Что такое? Хуя заснял материал. Да.
It's amazing, isn't it? The sonic boom.
Да, за куртками, пошлите сбегаем.
Look at the total devastation. Now this was apparently only 10 tons, the weight of a heavy tractor trailer.
A 1 litre. 1.2.
Это уже нехило, блядь. Пошлите бегом.
Now that was a metre and 11 tons, and the sonic boom of that was absolutely fucking terrifying. And they're trying to say that that's unrelated to the comet that's passing now, or the comet that's passed now. What do you think? Do you think it was a little bit of a coincidence that something like that was happening, and on the other side of the world that was? It seems to be Russia is getting hit all the time as well.
Yeah, well, I know that it is a bit of a coincidence, granted, but as far as I know, the meteorite that was on our end, was nowhere near Siberia.
What's the difference between a comet and a meteorite?
A comet is ice, isn't it? A comet is ice with a trail, usually.
And a meteorite's not?
Yeah, a meteorite's usually just rock or iron or whatever other materials. I think it's something like that.
What categories is there's a comet, a meteorite, and is there anything else? Comet, a meteor, and...
I'm not sure if there's a different classification for an asteroid as well.
And an asteroid?
I think.
So with an asteroid, when a comet or a meteor enters the Earth's atmosphere, doesn't the category of it change as well?
Honestly, don't know.
What was the one that passed Earth? Was it a meteor or was it a comet? Or
that was definitely an asteroid. That was what it was labelled as anyway on the media outlets.
Do you know what? We really are sad. We really should have researched that a little bit more. That one, though, which was only 150 fucking feet long, that could have wiped out a fucking town, couldn't it?
Oh, well, which one?
The one that actually passed the Earth.
Well, it was I think somebody ranked it as a 29% meteorite. It would affect the environment on Earth as 29%.
It would do that much fucking damage if it hit there. And that's 100. That was only 150 foot long as well.
It was supposed to be it would destroy 8 circular miles worth of city if it hits a city. London, basically, it would destroy London if it hit London.
And all the shit that came out of it would go up into the atmosphere.
Yeah, that's the big thing that would fuck it up.
What a lot of the scientists were saying as well, this is the first time they've managed to track a really small object as well.
Yeah.
I mean, this one, I think it was a Spanish guy. What was it? 2012 DA14. I think it was labelled as. It was a Spanish guy who seen this, and it was on a trajectory, which apparently it's in a family of comets as well.
Yeah, that come close to Earth.
That come close to Earth. 17,200 miles is not a long fucking way away. It's I still can't understand how close a meteor needs to come, or a comet, or an asteroid needs to fucking come without the Earth's gravitational pull dragging it in, because satellites are on a altering trajectory all the time. If a satellite loses, I don't know, power, it will eventually start falling to Earth, won't it, because of the gravitational pull?
It completely depends. Obviously, that's based on it having gravitational pull over a long time. But I can't remember what the exact height is from the Earth that something can't get away. If you know what I mean?
I think Hollywood then is surprisingly fucking left me to believe that anything that comes basically closer than the moon is going to be fucking dragged into the Earth atmosphere. Do you think the size of it's got a lot to play as well? Because something at 150 feet long, is that going to have its own atmosphere or its own fucking gravitational pull?
Very doubtful. I
wonder if it took any satellites down as well.
Based on gravity alone, weight and size mean nothing in terms of gravity.
150 feet. Did anybody guess the weight of it? Is there any chance out there how heavy this thing was?
Well, it'll be super heavy because they're always solid.
Mass.
They're always solid, solid mass and iron. Usually.
What was the weight of the one that hit Russia? 11 tons.
I don't know what the tonnage was.
Yeah, it was 11 tons.
I know it was about 1 and a bit meters. They reckon
1 and a bit meters long, and it fucking 500 people have been injured by a non-Earth object.
Yeah.
Apparently, the Russian military, whatever it is, fucking space military command, or the Russian military who monitor the skies, it must have been the missile detection picked up on something 10 tons, a meter wide, 10 tons heavy, solid mass. They actually picked up on it, like coming into the atmosphere.
Yeah, I think judging by what the news outlets are saying is that they might have fucking tried to fire aircraft missiles at it, thinking it might have been an incoming missile or something like that.
An intercontinental ballistic missile, an ICBM. Do you reckon? Imagine being in that space commander being set there, and the fucking Russia, and you get that ping.
I know,
because it's gonna. A computer isn't gonna know whether it's a missile or a fucking comet, are they, at the end of the day? So do you reckon they thought they were under attack first?
Do you know something? It wouldn't surprise me at all. Where is it? It entered the atmosphere at the speed of 15 to 20 kilometres.
15 to 20 kilometres?
Yeah, and then disintegrated at the altitude of 30 to 50 kilometres.
30 to 50 kilometres? That's not for kilometres. How many thousand feet is that?
A kilometre's 1,000 feet.
1 kilometre is 1,000 feet, so 50,000 feet. So it's a good fucking job aeroplanes weren't flying by. I mean, do you know comets and meteorites have killed people in the past?
Yeah, I know.
They've entered the atmosphere like a bullet. Well, they've entered the atmosphere at something like the size of the size of 30 centimetres, right, 12 inches, and it's burnt up and burnt up and burnt up, and one motherfucker has been in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that little burnt out fucking piece of rock, what's only about that big, has entered. What's the fucking chances of that? I mean, you got more chances of the Loch Ness Monster flying on a UFO sat next to Elvis Presley than being hit by a meteorite, haven't you?
One of the main things, if you think about it, if you've got a little object that big, I wonder how fucking big it was when it entered the atmosphere before it burnt up. That's another thing.
It just shows you how far behind our space technology is now detecting these. I think it's NE, isn't it? Near Earth objects. Yeah. I believe it's less than 1% at the moment. That's what they
reckon they detect at the moment.
Less than 1%. I tell you what, I was watching the news before and I was absolutely amazed. There was a scroll thing going along the bottom, and it was saying what was it? Meteor due to pass 17,200 miles between the planet. I mean, 30 years ago, you wouldn't. In the 80s, you wouldn't have got that. In the 90s, you probably 20 years ago, you wouldn't have had that. I was sitting there thinking to myself, do you know what? I'm living in the fucking future. I'm watching a news report that is commenting about something in space. Are you tired, mate? Are you struggling?
No, I'm good.
Something in the news is reporting on something in space that is passing between our planet called the Earth, which is a fucking beautiful name as a planet, isn't it? Planet fucking Earth. And the technology is out there now to report on this. It genuinely blew my fucking mind.
Yeah, I think one of the main things with it was that the asteroid that hit Siberia the other year, I think that was a pretty good big wake-up call.
What was that?
The one that levelled 200 square miles of forest in Siberia.
Why the fuck didn't I know about that?
That was a big wake-up call. I actually watched a documentary on it the other week.
Are you sure it was? Are you sure it was last year?
But the last couple of years. I can't remember when it was.
Because one hit Siberia in the fucking 1900s, you sure it did?
No, one dead recent, really recent.
Was that a comet or an asteroid or what?
I can't remember, but I know something hit. But one of the main things was with it was a wake-up call because I was watching the documentary on it the other week. All these people that just detect, objects that are going to hit Earth, discovered, they found this meteorite or asteroid or whatever the fuck it was. And they went, right, it's going to hit Earth, and it was an American centre that discovered it.
Right.
They're like, right, it's going to hit Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Phoned up his boss, told him. And his boss was like, right, okay.
You sure this isn't a movie?
No, this is real. This is real. You'll be able to find it out if you Google it. Just go to Google and just look for like Siberian. Well, to be honest with you, if you type that in, you'll get all the ones from today, won't you?
Yeah.
But,
I spell Siberia.
Siberia. But they didn't catch it on footage or anything. They just literally found this ridiculous chunk of forest fucking leveled completely, fucking like hundreds of square miles. But basically, so they told their bosses that it was going to hit Earth. They didn't know how big it was or anything, and they ranked, they calculated it and everything and put it through to like the fucking president of the United States and everything. Genuine. This is like genuine on the documentary. And they went, right, yep, it's going to hit in 3 hours.
Holy fuck! How big was it?
They had no idea how big it was, and then eventually, a couple of hours later, it hit, and it fucking leveled so much forest, type of thing. They couldn't work out where it was going to hit, how big it was. Fuck all, it could have been anything.
I remember this because this is
on the news.
reported now. YouTube's reporting founded Russian meteor. Breaking news. Comet Siberia shooting star meteors, solar eclipse, tornadoes, fires, Mars meatball. No, that's not it. Siberian apocalypse. Explosion 1908. There was one in 1908. There wasn't.
Yeah, no, I remember that one. I'm not obviously.
You remember it?
Yeah, I remember it. I was there. Yeah,
was you there? Yeah.
No, I remember reading about that one.
I'm thinking getting mixed up. I can't remember anything fucking hitting Siberia the last year. It would have been reported.
It was in the last couple of years, I'm sure of it.
So that's twice Siberia's been hit.
Yeah. That's 1908. That was the big one.
You're getting mistaken, mate. I'm telling you. There's no way that Siberia's been hit twice in the past 105 years. If it has, people who live in Siberia need to move the fuck out of town. And need to move the fuck out of town. Is it populated, Siberia?
Yeah, heavily populated.
Well, they need to move. Recent asteroid impacts on Earth. 2012 DA14, the one that poses no danger. I wonder if there was any fucking stragglers that had come close to Earth. I wonder if there was any shooting stars, what people fucking necessarily see. That's from 2004.
Yeah, no, hang on.
Declan is actually on the BBC website now, and he's
I'm
found...
determined to find what this was. I can't remember what it was. I watched a documentary on it and everything.
What was the documentary called?
I don't have a fucking clue.
Type in Google documentary. Oh, sorry, Google documentary, I don't know, Comet Impact. Why is all doctors, why do they have beards? Why does the doctor and the professor got to have a beard? Well, especially when it's space.
That one didn't even hit us, so that's wrong.
I think you're genuinely being mistaken.
I better not be. I really hope not.
fucking assassins.
This is a lot of fucking bullshit, this thing. Right?
Let it go, Debt, let it go. 1980, 1994, 1998, 1998. Argentina? Oh. I remember the one in Jupiter. The Jupiter one was really fucking good. 2000. Go on, keep it going, just keep it going.
Oh, well, that's fucking useless, isn't it?
Let it go then, man, let it go.
Yeah, I'm letting it go, it's going. I can't be asked.
Do you believe we have the technology now to take out any type of threat that's on the way to Earth?
Do we fuck?
Well,
No
apparently, according to Mr. Tyson, have you ever heard of him? He's a massive astrophysicist.
Nope.
Never heard of him. He said, as long as we have enough time and enough notice, we can deal with any threat.
Only as long as we've got enough time and notice. If you think about it, let's say they fucking discover fucking meteorite's going to hit Earth fucking so many, it's going to hit in like 1,000 days or something like that. That's fucking more than enough fucking time. Because let's face facts, we can fucking do anything if we put enough money behind it.
Okay.
We just won't.
What was the size of the meteor that wiped out the dinosaurs? Did we ever... The science is out there. I think it was so many fucking million megatons, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry. The explosion was so many million megatons, right?
Yeah.
And the crater, let's say the crater is a mile. It was a mile. Let's say it was a mile, right? Let's say if that come towards us now. What do you think would be the option? Do you think they would deflect it with nuclear weapons? Change the trajectory. Set off a nuclear weapon at the side of it. So the fucking got some more shit. Just
well, one of the main things would
go.
be that I don't think it would make that much of a difference, nuclear weapon wise. Not direct impacts anyway.
Yeah, no, not launching it at it. Do you know the meteor's flying along, or the comet's flying along, the asteroid, whatever you want to call it's flying along, and instead of hitting a fucking a nuclear weapon to bounce off the surface of it, just as it's coming along like that, and the Earth's here, just set off a nuclear weapon here. So I'm not talking like one that's sitting in a bunker somewhere now. I'm talking about scientists getting together and building a motherfucker of a bomb. I'm talking like one that one bomb could wipe out Europe with enough force just to change the trajectory by 1%. Depending on how far out they get it, let's say if they get it around Mars, right, and they change the trajectory by 1% and it passes Earth, that's all they need to do.
Yeah, but the main problem with that though is we don't have anything that could reach that far, that fast.
Yes, we do. The technology is out there for us. If we wanted to now, right, Earthlings, I love that word. Earthling is a word to describe humans by people who are not human. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Earthling is a word.
People who are superior. Superior to humans.
All aliens are going to be fucking superior.
No, that's what I mean. That's what Earthlings is used to describe, isn't it? Somebody who thinks
sounds like a weak-ass word, doesn't it, as well? Earthling, it sounds so fucking puny, which is what Earthlings are, aren't they? Earthlings are fucking puny. But I just love how Earthling is a word that is used to describe people of this planet for other people who are not of this planet. Right? We have the technology now, right, to build a fucking spaceship and fly to Mars. Right?
Yes,
the only reason why we
don't... a long time.
No, it doesn't take a long time. We can be there in 3 months now.
Well, the proposed mission to Mars is the vehicle that's going to take them there is supposed to take 350 days.
So a year.
The one they've been doing tests on.
Right. Do you know the reason why we're not on Mars at the moment?
Go on.
Money.
Yeah, money.
If China, I know this is robbing what was on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, but if China or Russia said tomorrow, we're going to put a base on Mars, or we're going to go to Mars, right? In 2 years' time, the US will have a program. They probably have documents and blueprints there now, right? They'll just get the green light, and all the fucking scientists of the world will come together, and the next thing you know, they're launching a mission to fucking Mars. I really don't believe that these Suzu capsules that the Russians are using now, which is 70s technology, that is not the future of space flight. All right, it's getting shit up into the atmosphere, but basically it's a big fucking firework, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. It's just a fucking shell with a bit of technology in it and a lot of fucking fuel, which is necessarily, that is just what a lot of fucking rockets are, isn't it? It's a big fucking firework. But surely now we have the technology for something to take off in the same way as an aeroplane does, right? And if you can remember the X rockets, right? Once they get into a certain altitude in the atmosphere, they can switch to a different type of propulsion, and they can use the oxygen, right, and ignite the oxygen and the hydrogen in the atmosphere to send them supersonic and over 17,000 miles an hour, which will get them outside the atmosphere. That's what I can't understand now. They've had that technology since the 50s, you know, for missile type of aircraft being strapped underneath. I think it's an old version of a B-1 bomber, and they're dropping it, and basically the technology has been there for that type of craft that's strapped underneath the aeroplane to ignite the hydrogen and the oxygen and propel itself. I mean, in the 50s and 60s, it was just going supersonic. It was going 2,000 miles an hour plus, but just recently, I'll say, that's annoying as fuck. Just recently, they have been getting them to go 5,000 miles an hour, and the technology is there to do it. The only thing that's holding them back is money. And that's a fucker. I thought, aren't all asteroids supposed to be like made up of diamond, which is just compressed carbon, isn't it? Diamonds are just compressed carbon.
Well, I don't think, to their knowledge, I don't think they've found any so far that have been made of diamond. They found ones that have been made of other varieties, golds and silvers and stuff like that. I
wonder what's on the moon. Do you think if there's anything on the moon as a natural resources?
Well, they know that there's vast majorities of metals on there, which means the likelihood is, especially considering how many asteroids have hit the moon, there'll be a lot of gold and silver up there as well, definitely.
Why is the moon pot marked to fuck? I mean, when's the last time an asteroid hit the moon?
Well, they're happening all the time. They just don't fucking record that much.
I mean, is it because the moon isn't I don't know, hasn't been colonised? Because if you take away all the concrete and all the forests and all the water and all that, would this planet be as fucking pot-marked as the moon?
You mean if this planet had nothing living on it, it'd probably look very similar. But what you need to remember though is that the moon, generally speaking, has had a lot of flack off asteroids compared to us in recent times. Anyway, it's
like the moon and Jupiter have purely been put in our solar system purely for our own benefit. Because Jupiter is that fucking massive. It draws in passing comets and asteroids and meteors. I mean, when was the one? Was it 1994? And it was Jupiter attracted one of the asteroids that was a near Earth object.
Mm-hmm.
It actually attracted it, and it impacted, and the explosion was bigger than this planet.
Yeah.
Do you reckon we would have the technology to deal with that?
Somehow, no. To be honest with you,
planet-side technology.
To be honest with you, the whole thing, there's very little. No, in official terms, it is possible, but in real terms, the likelihood of you being able to get an explosion strong enough to literally knock something that heavy.
You have to go Armageddon on that ass, wouldn't you? You have to butter down, dig down into the core of the comet and detonate to shit.
Even then, you're probably just going to fucking turn it into fucking loads of little ones that are just going to twat fuck out, like similar to our fucking Siberian friend yesterday. It's fucking probably just going to be shitloads of little fucking things.
If you get it that far away, though, if you can intercept it at Mars, right? Let's say it's got. I mean, how fast are these comets fucking travelling through space, man? Are we talking thousands of miles an hour? Let's Google how fucking fast that.
Well, you have a variety of things, but I know, generally speaking, the going rate of something, asteroid-wise, out in space, that's been through gravitational fields recently, it's 50,000-60,000 miles an hour type fucking speed. It's fucking big speeds.
How far's Mars from the Earth? Are we talking millions of miles?
No. What are we talking? No, it's not. It's
the moon is 250,000 miles away from Earth. Right. The moon, the distance of Earth to Mars.
It'll be a lot, but I can't remember what it'll be.
We're talking millions.
Yeah, we'll be talking millions, probably tens of millions, but I can't remember what it is. I remember reading how long it takes for light to travel to Mars, and I can't remember what the fuck it was.
And we can be there in 365 days. Well, how long did the Mars rover take to get to Mars? It was only about 3 fucking months, wasn't it?
No, I don't think it was much longer than that. I can't remember.
One Mars year is 687 Earth days.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. 56 million kilometres. That's how far it is.
It's what?
56 million kilometres.
So you're talking about 35 million miles.
Oh yeah, it's fucking hell. It's weird because the trajectory of Earth and Mars can... Listen to this, right? December 24th, 2007, it was 88.2 million kilometres away, right?
Yeah.
In October 2013, it was 62 million kilometres away. That must be... See, when you think of the solar system, you always think... I do. You always think that everything is parallel with each other as it goes around the sun, but it's not. There's times when it fucking comes closer and further apart.
Yeah, that's why the planets all are always in different positions. Some of them are... some of them aren't even on the same type of orbit, if you know what I mean.
What, yearly?
Well, no, like, let's say you've got a couple of our planets going round like that. You might have one that's going round like that. If you know what I mean, then you're in a whole other fucking, we're on about fucking 4 or 5 dimensions. Then when you're talking about it, because you don't just have your up, down, side to side. You've got your fucking, your time, space, fucking continuum type fucking bullshit.
Well, according to this website that I'm on here, the best time to see Mars is 2018. Should be a very good year with Mars looking particularly bright and red in the sky.
It wasn't too bad a thingy last year.
Well, you can see it now. You can see Mars now with the naked eye. It's fucking... Do you know, sometimes you can see Venus and Neptune. And
Jupiter's one of the best ones.
Jupiter. Well, sometimes Jupiter and Neptune have every year it has a crossing orbit, Every year it fucking comes really close to each other and it goes past each other. And you can see them in the sky fucking getting really close.
Obviously, because I work nights, when you're in the in the cold winters and on nights type of thing, sometimes at the moment, this type of year, I could easily fucking walk outside and go, all right, that's Neptune. Yeah. That's fucking Jupiter. That's that.
I love how technology has got to the point now where on your phone you have an app.
Yeah. I used to have it.
Called Distant Suns. And Distant Suns allows you to hold your fucking phone up to the sky and it will tell you pretty fucking accurate as you hold your phone up to the sky where the fuck these constellations and where the ISS space station is as well, and where the fucking... It's fucking... You see... As a kid, I would look up at the sky and I would think to myself, that is a really fucking bright star, not knowing that actually it wasn't a fucking star, it was actually a fucking, it was actually a planet. It only seems that now that I know about it, I just can't believe that in school that they wouldn't have taught me it, which, personally, I blame the fucking government. I blame the government for it.
Have you ever seen the space station?
The ISS?
Yeah, have you ever seen it?
With my naked eye?
Yeah.
I get a tweet every morning, or every night, if the ISS is passing my GPS location, right, it will say that the ISS is passing, it's going to be in the southwest of the sky. It's been many times when I've been on night shift and I've got a tweet from, it must be the ISS space station, no, somebody affiliated with the ISS, and it would say at 4:20 the ISS will be visible with the naked eye. If I go out the fire escape at work and look over the Runcorn Bridge, I can see the ISS space station.
Bright as fuck, isn't it?
It's fucking unbelievable. But that's just the sun bouncing off the solar panels, that, isn't it?
It is fucking good though. I've only ever seen it once, and that was just by accident. That was just me looking up into the sky, just that one specific second. I thought, fucking hell, that star's going fucking fast. Fucking hell. It only took a couple of minutes to pass across the sky.
When did you trigger on to what it actually was?
Well, straight away, I knew that it couldn't be fucking, a star or fuck all. Initially, I thought, it might be a fucking meteorite or something, but, there's no way you'd be able to see it, so I fucking just Googled it, and it turned out that there was fucking space station.
It's always crazy, isn't it, when you actually look at it and you think to yourself, what the fuck, I'm looking at something that is not of this planet. Do you reckon the ISS has got any purpose for us?
No, not really. It's, don't get me wrong, it's fucking, scientifically brilliant and all that palaver. But it's more or less just used for fucking pictures of Earth, isn't it? Really high... detailed fucking pictures of Earth.
I wonder how close that comet was to what's it called, to
space station.
To the space station. I wonder if they saw it with the naked eye.
I wonder if it was even on this side of the planet at the time. Don't know, do you?
No, that is very fucking true. I wonder what. So it was just the ISS was built just for purely scientific, wasn't it?
I think so. I'm not entirely sure. I think I think when it was first sent up there, it was like a feat. You know, it was like, look what we can do. We can send people to live in fucking space, but
apparently the US Air Force has got a military space station up there, you know.
yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Do you think they've got one?
Nah, I don't know. I don't think there'd be much benefit from having people up there. Having fucking top class satellites that do fucking bad shit, yeah, probably. But
do you not think they've got a manned space station?
No, doubtful. I don't think so. But you never know.
Do you know what? God bless Google.
God bless Google.
Do you know Google are selling themselves out, and they're now having your browsing history viewable by any official party who wants to view it.
You fucking go onto Google, type something in, then log on Facebook. You fucking got adverts down the side of what you've just been fucking Googling.
You're joking.
I know. Well, we're getting fucking married. We fucking looked for one day. We looked at fucking wedding venues and stuff, and fucking the next day down the side of fucking Facebook, there it was. Wham, 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 wham. Fucking wedding venues, fucking rings, fucking everything. I thought, yeah, you fucking twats, you're fucking selling all my shite.
It hurts, that, doesn't it, knowing that if somebody wanted to, if any government agency wanted to, well, come on, let's hit the nail on the head. If the US fucking security services or the British security services wanted to find out what you was looking at, what your browsing history was looking at, they would fucking they could get in touch with Google, and Google would sell them all your fucking... Well, not sell them. Google would quite happily hand over all of your details. What happened to privacy? That really pisses me off,
if they don't already know it before you even ask Google.
So what, they've got the technology now to get in there. Would virus scanners not pick that up?
Well, no, not necessarily. Think about it. You fucking click on something. It's going through your internet service provider, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're going on this. So it must be logged. Regardless of what anybody says, it must be logged somewhere. Must be logged somewhere. You've gone on fucking cock guzzling maniacs or something. You know, it's got to be there. Somebody knows.
Cock guzzling maniacs.
Yeah, you get the point. You know, it's got to be out there somewhere, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because every time you visit a page, it leaves a digital footprint, doesn't it?
Yeah. There's no such thing as fucking anonymous, as they fucking call themselves these days. Fucking no way. You've got.
You can't say that, mate.
You've got. There's no way you can do it. It's impossible.
What absolutely fucking amazes me is that the United States Air Force has actually got a space plane called the X-37B, which is a robotic space shuttle, and I think they cost about $1 billion to make. You know what they don't tell you is that even though they've got an unmanned space shuttle out there at the moment, apparently they actually have a squadron of manned fucking fighters. Space fighters out there, which cost £1.7 billion to make. The ram to the fuck. It's actually 17 yeah. I was watching a documentary on the Discovery Channel, and it was they was talking about how governments would act in an alien invasion. Did you ever see it? Did you ever watch the Discovery Channel? Never watched the Discovery Channel.
I used to years ago, but I don't really bother anymore.
Right, it was what would happen if if aliens actually came to this planet. Do you know the United Nations actually have a delegate in charge of extraterrestrial contact with Earth?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
It's actually a female.
Yeah.
A woman's actually not saying not being sexist or anything like that. I'm just saying that there's an actual delegate. Well, as of 2010, there was a delegated representative who, if aliens made contact with us, she would be like the first point of call. Look what's happening in fucking Syria now. Do you think that the fucking UN are going to do anything? The UN are the biggest pile of shit out there.
Well, it's not just that, is it? You know, the biggest problem with the UN is that your organisation is only as good as its fucking members, isn't it? That's the big problem, straight away.
It's like everybody's scared of making a fucking decision, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. From every fucking level of society upwards, fucking all the way up to our countries, they're fucking terrified. Nobody wants to be that person who starts that fucking war.
On this documentary, it basically said that no matter what civilization came to this planet, they would be superior to us, because they've got to travel a fucking mass amount of miles to get to this planet. They're probably going to have some type of shield system, because if they're travelling at light speed, a little piece of cosmic dust is going to be like hitting a fucking nuclear bomb all the time. So by the time they get to Earth, they're going to be ready to... They're not going to be here to negotiate, are they?
No.
Basically, the documentary said that the United States Air Force has 17 manned space fighters.
Yep.
And there's pictures on the internet now. You can go on there. That one was an unmanned one. But you can go on the internet now and you can Google the US space fighter. It's an X fighter. There's the categorization is started with X at the start of it. $1.7 billion to make. Fucking pointless, isn't it?
Well, yeah, because the simple fact is you can just imagine it, can't you? Right, let's say you've got 17 of these fucking things that are all dotted out and everything. This fucking alien big fucking ship comes up to the planet, and I bet your money's just gonna go.
Yeah,
fuck off. There you go.
As those space fighters are going up to intercept this armada that's come to space.
But I bet your money the fucking our space junk is more fucking threatening. I bet it is.
It's supposed to be an absolute mess as well.
Oh yeah, it is. It's fucking. Have you ever seen the pictures of it?
Yeah.
Fucking, it's bad.
Old satellites that are on the decaying orbit and threatening new satellites that are up there at the minute.
Fucking creating our own fucking problems.
So do you not think it's beneficial for us to have a space program?
Oh yeah, definitely, no doubt. You've got to. But
why?
But I think the main thing behind it though is that you need to put force behind that space program. You know, you need to put real fucking, you know, major fucking cash behind that. Because otherwise,
do you not think there's major cash there now?
No, because the Americans have already dropped their funding for it, haven't they?
Yeah, it seems to be a lot of private firms that are investing in space travel, aren't they? In space tourism. Are we ever going to see it in our fucking lifetime?
What, you mean space tourism?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely see it. But not. I don't think it'll be on any level to what it could be potentially. But I think that's obviously you need to have your fucking straight away. You need fucking humanity to be fucking at least, you know, unified in some level, some respect. But we're just fucking not. You know, we're all just as fucking bad as each other. We're all nationalists on some level.
Is there no money for space at the minute? Is there nothing in space that we can use to our advantage?
Well, yeah, arguably, because
there's nothing in space apart from radiation, isn't there?
Well,
radiation and death.
Well, you've got radiation and death and all that palaver, but you've also got straight away. You know, you've got your asteroids out there, which are made of fucking ridiculous metals that cost a lot of money to mine on this planet. You know, and up there you've got fucking asteroids that are floating about made out of fucking solid, you know, rare earth type fucking stuff. China's got like 95% of our fucking rare earth. You know, they're the ones who control all of the rare earth coming up. You know,
wasn't there a story recently about China having gold? Or have you heard of this? China, no, probably not. It was a new story. China at the minute have been stockpiling gold, right? And their supply, their stock of Earth's gold went from something daft like 6% up to 17% in a year of Earth's gold. Now I don't know whether that was individual private people buying them or whether the governments are just stockpiling themselves. What's the benefit of stockpiling gold?
Well, it's the only thing that's actually worth fucking money at the end of the day. Your precious metals. You know, you've got all your land and your fucking military power and all that bullshit, but ultimately, at the end of the day, if you want to fucking print currency, you need something that's worth fucking currency behind it.
That's the problem at the moment. Is the British pound a fiat currency at the moment?
Well, obviously, it's getting printed. It's getting printed a lot more now.
Yeah. Quantitative easing.
But it's not a major amount. You know, the quantitative easings. You know, you are printing more money than is. Yeah,
but we're talking like 500 billion at a time, aren't we?
I think they're making 450 this year. 450. What is it they're doing this year? I can't remember how much money they're printing this year. I can't fucking remember, but it's not much. It's not much in the grand scheme of fucking things. Not like what they did with fucking Germany or America fucking decades and decades ago. But that's just the official printing, though. You know, if there's any unofficial printing behind it, you don't know. But
what's the benefit of flooding the country with an extra £500 billion of cash? Because that's just going straight to the banks, isn't it?
Well, technically yes, but it's kind of one of them fucking things, though. It's too complicated for you to fucking get your head round on your own, if you know what I mean. You know, it's everybody, the whole entire thing behind it. You know, the Bank of England. It's each person knows their own little fucking job, if you know what I mean.
Isn't that part of London? See, this is what I don't get. It's called the Corporation of London, isn't it? Like, see the Mayor's office in London. It's actually called the Corporated Office of the London Mayor. The Mayor's office is run as a business, you know.
I don't know. No idea.
Did you not know that? How much money do you think's fucking goes through the tills in London a day? We're talking hundreds of trillions, aren't we?
Well, what do you mean?
Sorry, hundreds of billions, aren't we? Like deals, stockbroken deals,
Yeah,
going
definitely.
through the city of London.
Well, on turnover, definitely, yeah.
Do you reckon they'll ever get to a point where the markets just won't be needed?
No, because until we get off this fucking planet, everything's going to go through that, isn't it? Everything.
Do you reckon it'd be better if the whole world was on a linear time, like it was the same time all over the world? I mean, it'd be impossible to do because 1 a.m. would be light one place and dark another. But while we're asleep, Hong Kong's waking up and trading like a motherfucker, aren't we? Is the city 24 hours, or does the city ever clock off?
What, Hong Kong?
Yeah. No, the city of London.
The city of London. Well, it goes constantly. All your fucking even though your stock market's technically closed, it's not. You know, all the banks operate overnight with predictions on what's going to go up, what's going to go down. You know, if like I could sit here now and put a bet on the London Stock Exchange now, fucking 20 past midnight, fucking Saturday morning, I could put a bet on that now for it to go up and down, and it would fluctuate up and down, and I'd make my money. And then on Monday morning, it could come to it, and it's not gone up or down, it's not gone the way that my bet said. It's fucking gone the complete opposite way, but if I've cashed my bet in by then, I've made me money.
So you can do it. Why the city? So what, does the city not work on Saturday and Sunday then?
No. Well, it depends on defining it. The stock exchange doesn't work as such. You know, the compute.
I just don't get it. I just can't see the point of stocks and shares.
The share system does not operate at all outside of 8.5.
It's done nothing but bad.
Oh yeah.
When did the stock exchanges start opening up around the world? Was
Well,
it 1800s or start of the 1900s?
It's something like that. I think it might have been late 1800s officially.
And what was the use for it back then? Because everything changed over time. It would have been marketed as something fucking really brilliant, wouldn't it?
Well, it'll be rich people who want to own companies or own parts of companies without actually having to run the company. You know, shit like that.
It's what I don't get. If I have a company and I want to grow it, and the company becomes massive, let's say it employs, in this country, let's say it employs 250,000 people, and let's say it's turning over £200 billion a year, right? By law, I cannot own that company outright by 100%, can I?
No.
Why? When it's my company and it's my fucking dear. What happens when a company? What stage does a company get to a point where they have to float it on the stock market?
They don't necessarily have to float it on the stock market, but they do need a board of chairman.
Says who?
I can't remember what it is, but there's a certain level that the company gets to.
Says who? Says who?
It's in law. It's in law in more or less nearly every country.
Why?
On some level.
Why is it in law? What's the purpose of it?
Because let's say you made your company with 250,000 people, turning over £200 billion and all that palaver every year. And let's say you're a fucking complete nutter.
Yeah.
Let's say you lose the plot, for example. Just as an example, let's say you completely lose your mind, right? And you just decide one day, right, fuck it, liquidate your company. You know, what would happen? Chaos would happen, you know?
Pretty much.
You know, and I guess to a certain point where you need what they call arguably a democratic thing within the company. Well, it's not. Obviously, everybody's in for their fucking to make their millions of it, but more often than not, they counteract it by floating the stock market. So that people who buy the stake in it, you know, they're basically paying you money, cash in hand,
right,
to own a stake in that company. So therefore, you've got your benefit from it. If you know what I mean. And then therefore, if the company does go under, you've got your money away anyway.
What massive companies have gone to the wall at the minute? In the last 5 years, name a massive fucking huge company that has gone tits up.
Well, HP's gone fucking tits up this last year.
Who?
Good style, HP.
HP. No, I'm talking about a company that's gone bankrupt. American company.
Not including banks.
Who was the American energy company? Fucking hell, there was a documentary on it. It was an American energy company. Begins with M. Motherfucker, what's it called? I can't remember. Right, there was an American energy company that went tits up. Basically, it was inventing its profits 5 years ahead, right?
Yep.
So it was borrowing on the back of those profits. They opened up a gas plant in India, right? It cost 20 billion to build this gas plant in India, right? I'm talking this plant was fucking huge and it was technologically advanced. Spent all this money, found the gas, piped the gas to it. The Indians could not afford the gas, so this plant, 20 billion, is now laying dormant, right? This company then found out, the governments were then found out that there was a massive black hole in the bank balance. Do you know what I mean? They were telling the equivalent to the Chancellor that they were turning over, I don't know, something ridiculous like £37 billion a year, and it's going to grow and grow for the next 5 years, and in 5 years' time it's going to be up to something like 75 billion. When they weren't, because they were spending all this money and opening up fucking massive structures and massive fossil fuel depots, and it wasn't paying off. Their company collapsed, right, and the shares fell to something like a penny, and the shares are still on the stock market.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, arguably, someday somebody could get what's left of the infrastructure of that company if they wanted to, if they bought it, and could arguably do something with it. More than likely, they wouldn't be able to do anything with it, but they'll probably stay like that now forever until such a day when that company literally just does not exist at all. Full stop.
Well, it doesn't exist at all now. There was actually leaders of the company. They actually went to fucking jail.
Yeah.
People went down for it. Can't remember what. Exxon, no X. Right, I'm gonna Google it.
Exxon. It's definitely not Exxon.
No, that's gas, isn't it?
If Exxon had gone under, the
Gas.
fucking world would collapse.
Right. I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna use the power of Google now to find out which US energy firm went tits up. Right, US energy firm bankrupt. Company bankrupt, there we go. Enron. It was Enron. Did you ever hear the story of Enron?
No, not really.
Right, anyway, they did it, and it was do you know what they were? It was fucking weird. They were moving electricity around the grid in America, right? And they were shifting it all around the country. And they were taking over, like, areas. You know, like in this, we have, like, Memweb and Norweb, don't we? I don't know whether they're still there now, or Scottish Power, right? They control all the electricity in this country. In America, they think they have different zones and different companies controlling the electricity.
I think they've got different zones and they've got different coasts as well. You know, for the 3 different coasts.
Yeah. If I can remember correctly, Enron bought the rights to supply the power to LA, right? And the price of electricity went up. Or they forcibly put the price of electricity up, right? And people were going out in mass and protesting. And there was some type of public revolt. And what they were doing, they were using the power from LA to power surrounding neighbourhoods that wasn't in LA. So LA was falling into blackouts, right? So the price of electricity, when all this was manufactured, the price of electricity went up. They're saying the manufacturing costs to produce electricity is so high now. If you want lights to be on in your town, you're going to have to start paying more. And all this was manufactured. It was fucking unbelievable. And all this was a con for Enron just to make more money, and luckily, thank fuck, somebody found out. There needs to be a fixation on gas and electric prices. Are the government doing enough in this country to keep gas and electric prices down at the moment?
No way, definitely no.
Is there more they could do?
Well, yeah, because the simple fact, the biggest problem you've got is that gas and electricity companies, or whatever the fuck they are, you know, let's say for example British Gas, they're one of the big ones at the moment with the fucking their lovely prices. They're not even owned by Britain, they're owned by fucking Centrica, which is an offshore fucking company, right? Which operates massively on You know, you've got your fucking tax fiddles all along the line. You've got the fucking massive profits. And the simple fact is, you can, for me, right, don't get me wrong, a company does have to have its certain amount of growth. You know, to be there, it's got to have a certain amount of growth. It's got to have a certain amount of attractability to people to buy it, you know, etc.
Not really. If companies turning over 20, let's say companies turning over 20 billion every year, right, before tax, 20 billion every year before tax.
But I mean, like, I just accept that on some level, companies are going to try and grow, aren't they? Mm-hmm. So I accept that. You know, I accept that little tiny bit of money on top of inflation. Mm-hmm. You know, but you can't put prices up by 9%. Which is what British Gas put them up by this year. You can't put it up by 9% and then have your fucking profits go up by 30%. Yeah. You know, to fucking so much. You can't do it. It's not right. You know, it's completely immoral.
Not when they're registering £800 million post-tax profit. So they've paid every single bill they've got, every tax bill, which, let's face it, they pay whatever fucking tax they want, don't they? They've paid everybody's salary and everybody's wage. All of the infrastructure bills have been paid. And at the end of it, they've still got £890 million sat there as profit. Surely next year, when the winter comes, they can't put it up 11%. It's every fucking year, though, isn't it? Wholesale gas prices is going up. We need to put it up 11%. It's getting fucking ridiculous. You know, like the average house price for gas and electric is at £120. Sorry, is it gas and electric, or is it just gas? Might be combined. £120 a month. Yeah, it's ridiculous, that, isn't it? It's getting to a point now where it's costing fucking a tenth of your salary to power your house, and then on top of that, it's costing another tenth to power your fucking car. It seems that the more money we have as an individual fucking sovereign person, the more money they try and take off you.
So one of the fellas that we work with, who will remain nameless, right? But we know who he is anyway.
I'll try and guess.
TD. The
Tommy Days.
Yeah. Fucking great way. Name him straight away. But he's on some level, he's full of shit. He is full of shit. Right? You know, he's all fucking nationalist, fucking racist, the whole fucking shebang. You know, he believes the government's fucked up.
He ain't racist as long as they're white.
You know, fucking. He's off his trolley, right? But some things he does get bob on, right? And one of his things is that he literally says,
you're not painting a good picture of yourself.
He says it word for word, right? And I completely agree with it. The governments just want you to literally just go to work, come home, and just pay your money to them. Just pay your money to everything just for tax. That's all they want, you know. If you know, and if the government's getting something out of it, they're not going to fucking stop it, are they? On some level.
The government just want you to go to work and go home and sit in your house and do fuck all.
They basically want you to fucking walk out your front door. Get in maybe not even get in your fucking car. They just want you to fucking get out, go to fucking work, come back home, and just buy stuff online. You know, just buy stuff, you know.
Do you reckon that's where we're getting to? Do you reckon in 20 years' time, there's going to be no town centre at all?
I think there will be a town centre, but it's not going to be for fucking digital goods, if you know what I mean. You know, you'll have your electric goods, but I think it's just going to be, to be honest with you, you can't even put a prediction on it, can you? You know, I bet you any money, fucking 10, 15 years ago, bet you there was probably not one person who predicted it would be like this now.
Well, it's supposed to be buying stuff online is the money saving way to do things. That's the way it's been marketed and advertised. And for a spell, probably up until 2008. Not even now. If you look round, you can get some fucking stupidly shit hot deals. Yeah, no. All right, 9 times out of 10, you're buying it straight from China, aren't you? Yeah, you are. I mean, if I wanted to now, I could buy a Chinese version of the iPhone for $40. Yeah. All right, it's going to be shit and it's not Apple and all, but if I wanted to, I could buy a fucking pretty good replica for $40. Yeah. Is it possible now to do every fucking single thing as shopping that you need from your house?
Well, it depends how much money you're going to spend, because obviously it's supposed to be cheaper, isn't it? Buying it from your house. It's supposed to be cheaper to stream it through iTunes and all that stuff. It's fucking not. No. Fucking hell, I went out yesterday and bought Breaking Bad Season 2 from Tesco for fucking £10. That's 24 fucking quid on iTunes for standard definition.
Yeah. Or you can rob it.
Yeah, you know, or you can rob it, yeah, there you go, you know. Fucking, you know, it's stupid. But for me, iTunes is a bit of a, you know, some stuff on it is quite cheap. Some of it is, but it's not much.
Some of the stuff is quite cheap.
But you get other things. You do get cheap things online. Sometimes you get cheaper things in the store as well. That's the big problem. sometimes you find stuff cheaper at other places. And, you know,
I miss Christmas time. For me, when I was younger, Christmas was being dragged around the shops by my mother, going to Littlewoods, then going to Index and Argos, and then going to Dixon's and Comet and Woolies, and going to do your big shop. I mean, it was anything between 4 to 6 hour day. That was Christmas for me. Now it's you go to your superstores like Asda, Tesco or Morrison's, right? And while you're in there doing your big Christmas shop, you can get anything you want, any electric you want, any TV you want. All right, the TVs are a little bit shitter than what they are in the TV stores.
Yeah, definitely.
But I mean, how old am I now? I'm 30. Like, let's think. Since 2005, there's been a massive shift. I mean, the proof is in the pudding now. Look at the high street. Woolworths, dead. Littlewoods, dead. Index, dead. Comet, dead. HMV, dying. It has been thrown a lifeline. Some type of credit firm has bought up the debt.
Yeah, but I think HMV is going to get very much. I think it'll end up being an online store, being personally, with a couple of mega stores.
At the moment, in the United Kingdom, there is one sole musical one sole musical supplier of any music you want, in any form. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a fucking cassette section there. Maybe not, but there's vinyl, there's CDs, and there's only one national brand, and that's HMV. If HMV goes, the United Kingdom no longer has a supplier, has a store where you can go in and buy a CD, which is nationalised. There's independents, and independents are always going to be there, because there's going to be people of a certain generation, maybe who's born, I don't know, before 1995. Before then, everybody went and queued up to buy a CD, didn't they? If it was a really good fucking CD.
But one of the main things, though, I went to a HMV for not this Christmas, just gone, the Christmas before, right? And considering they're supposed to have gone under, the fucking queues were fucking insane. There was nothing left on the shelves.
Yeah, but it only seems that these companies are banking everything on Christmas, aren't they? It seems to be only Christmas is the time of year where they're hoping to make a profit. For the other fucking 360 fucking days of the year, they're all looking at the clocks waiting for fucking Christmas. And even though there is queue, well, I mean, let's look at it. It takes 200 people to make a fucking big queue, doesn't it? Which is what? 200 people's not even 0.1% of the fucking population, is it? It's like 0.10th of a 1%.
Mm-hmm. But
dying, mate. The world's dying.
Yeah, but especially, I'm quite sorry for HMV, because HMV is fucking brilliant, if you know what I mean. But now, this is one of the main things, right? If you think about it now, where's the nearest place that you could go to a HMV without paying for parking? Just think about that.
You just blew my fucking Trafford Centre.
Yeah, that's
Manchester, which is 40 miles away from where we're broadcasting from. We're broadcasting from Cheshire, approximately 3 miles outside Liverpool. If you go for the borders, 11 miles outside the city centre.
Mm-hmm. The nearest HMV to us is St Helens. You've got to pay for parking in St Helens now. Can I be asked, basically, to drive up to St Helens, pay the petrol money, pay the £2 for parking, to walk into HMV to get that one CD? Now, years ago,
have you tried parking at fucking Liverpool recently?
No, I don't want to.
Fucking £9 it cost me for a couple of hours the other day.
I had to park there today, actually. But it's like one of the main things with it is, if you just think about it, you've got we've got free parking here in this town, and we're quite fucking lucky to have that. We really are.
It is an economically sound thing to do, having free parking in your town.
Definitely.
I know there was a businessman I was talking to at Warrington. Oh god, it must be 10 years ago, right? And I used to buy all my suits off him for work. Really good prices, good quality suits. 10 years ago, a good suit was costing me £120, and 10 years ago that was a lot of fucking money. And he was saying, I was just the usual general fucking chit chat you do. You say like, how's business? And he goes, well, ever since the Trafford Centre's opened up, it's took a real hit on his business because people are going there to do the shopping. He said it's attractive because you've got everything under one roof. You can go and get something to eat while you're there, and you've got free parking. He actually written a letter to his local government office and said Warrington Town Centre needs to have free parking to attract people to come into us, and they never fucking his letter fallen on deaf ears, and the free parking thing never got implemented. Now Warrington is still doing pay for parking. His business is now gone. His people were buying suits, moved away from it. He did some research into it, and his suit fell by 90%. The suit stores in the Trafford Centre combined, from the first year that they're opened, let's say they were making £1 million a year, that's too expensive. Let's say they're making £100,000 a year in suits, right? The next year, their profits went up 120%. Out of towners going into town, buying suits because you don't need to pay for parking. If Widnes ever go to pay for parking, I'll be fucking gutted. What's the one reason why they pay for parking? Oh, what the main reasons why they pay for parking?
Because it's supposed to be expensive to have the parking, to have the parking space. They want the parking space, so they whack it into multi-stories and other things, to basically, because it's supposed to be too expensive, to have parking free in the centres type of thing. But at the end of the day, it's just fucking ground. That's all it is. It's ground with some fucking lines on it.
What are you paying for? You're paying for the right to be able to drive your car into a town where you're going to go and spend money.
Basically, yeah. But even then, do you want to know something? I wouldn't mind that much if you had to pay for parking and it was like, your fucking car was covered or something. It's not fucking covered. If your car gets broke into, they're not fucking legible.
Yeah.
You've got a fucking multi-story car park there. You've got to drive into barriers and everything, and they can't fucking even look after your bastard car.
Yeah, that's really fucking
I parked at Manchester Central the other month when I went to see a band, right? I got charged fucking 16 quid for a 7-hour stay at fucking Manchester Central, right? And they don't cover your fucking car. 17 fucking quid.
Yeah, if you're paying that type of money, you want to have the fucking reassurance that you're paying it for a good reason.
That's like fucking $28 for fucking 7 hours. You imagine fucking, somebody fucking charges you fucking 17 quid for something. You fucking want something out of it, don't you?
Yeah. But I think the reason why they charge you for parking is one because of greed. Because you know that there's going to be motherfuckers, no matter how much these parking industries charge, there's going to be motherfuckers who don't give a shit how much because they're too fucking lazy to walk into town. Which let's admit it, fucking town is not far. We used to do it when we were younger. Didn't we? Used to take 20-25 minutes to walk into town. Yeah, about that. But now people are fucking lazy. So if Widnes tomorrow, where we're broadcasting from now, this town tomorrow could implement a charge, couldn't they?
Yeah, easy.
And they'll still get 99% of the people now are driving into town, and they're going to generate a lot of fucking revenue from that. So I'm surprised.
In the short term.
Is there anywhere where you've got to pay for parking in this town?
No. Not to my knowledge.
That's brilliant, that, isn't it?
I've never seen anywhere.
I think they were talking about it, 10 years ago again, and the local government got involved and said no because it would deter people coming from this town when Warrington's on the other road. If you're going to pay fucking £1.50 an hour to park in Widnes,
you're just going to go to Warrington.
You're going to go
Liverpool.
Liverpool, because it's more attractive, isn't it?
Yeah, but at the moment it's one of the best things we've got going for us. But back to the original point of the HMV thing, me, every now and again, if I want to buy something, right, might not want to stream it, might just want to fucking buy it. And it's always DVDs and music and films, stuff and games, stuff like that. Mm. And you sit there, maybe not so much games, I can easily buy them online, but I might fucking sit in, or I might think to myself, let's say it's the middle of the day, I might think to myself, I want to go and buy this TV series, and they don't have it in Tesco or Asda. Now I can buy it online, but I can just as easily go to fucking HMV to get it. Now, I used to literally go to St Helens, and I'd pull up, I'd park there on the old Tesco, it was. Park up there, walk fucking 60 seconds into HMV, bam, buy it, back into my car, back home. Within fucking 30 minutes I bought what I wanted and I've got home. Fucking no, there's no way I could do it. I'd have to pay to park, and the amount that I'm paying extra, I'd rather buy it online, but buying it online fucking, deters you slightly because you've got to wait for it to get delivered. Now, I drove...
You don't even have to do that anymore. The technology's out there to download it, isn't it?
I know, yeah.
If you want a song, you download it now, don't you? I mean, think of the saving. This is what pisses me off, right? In Tesco or HMV, for example, a CD will cost $10.99, right? You're paying for the delivery to the store, aren't you? You're paying for the power of the store, you're paying for the packaging, you're paying for the employment of the staff, you're paying for the insurance, aren't you? You're paying for the rent of the store. All that is incorporated in 1099.
Yeah.
Why is it, if you go to play.com or fucking iTunes.com, why is it $10.99 online?
Yeah, exactly.
When they've not got the same amount of fucking charges. It's fucking scandalous. They think me fucking stupid.
One of the big problems is...
Just a quick shout out to @TheBeckys. You say, you're not going to lie, the accents kill me sometimes, and I just have no idea what the fuck was just said. Haha, still entertaining. Are we not high? This is the first episode where I'm not high.
But like one of the main things, I can't even remember what I was fucking saying now. What was I saying? Words,
no, downloading shit, $10.99.
One of the main things is that what's going to happen is if HMV goes, right, more than likely, apart from your couple of CDs and DVDs that you're going to get in Tesco, which isn't many, there's not many on stock in terms of in the store itself, if you know what I mean.
Do you not think so?
There's only 4 or 5 sections,
Right, okay.
If I want to get series 4 of whatever series, doubtful it's going to be in,
Right,
yeah. And so I'm going to fucking go to iTunes, you know what I mean? Now, iTunes charges over the odds on quite a lot of things.
Fucking bastards, aren't they?
And they're going to get away with that because all that's going to happen is if all of a sudden you've got no high street, no official high street for music, CDs or DVDs or anything, they can fucking just put the prices up. If Amazon and all them could just go, right, here we go, wham. What are you going to do?
Which they will. Which will. What you find is, do you think it's a generational thing? Being bred into buy stuff online. I mean, I'm always want to go out. It's such a hard subject to talk about without getting pissed off, right? Every now and again, I like to go into town to do a bit of shopping. I know I'm a bloke, right? But every now and again, it's nice. If I don't want to sit in the bar or I don't want to go around with mates, it's nice to go into town and pick up a couple of DVDs, a couple of Blu-rays, go to Next, get a nice pair of threads and all that. It's nice to do that. That's the generation I grew up in. Do you reckon they'll ever get to a point where the generation goes, well, I can do it online, I can do it online, I can do it online? Do you reckon there's always going to be a human need to go out and...
I think everybody always wants to just literally go, right, I want to buy that. Thank you. There you go. I want it. You want it there. Like talking about this monitor that I've got on here, the monitor that you're in love with that I've got.
It's a sexy monitor.
I drove 36 fucking miles to pick that up and 36 miles back just to get it on that fucking day.
Right, our American viewers that are watching, right, some people travel 200 miles every morning to get to fucking work, right? That doesn't probably sound like a long way. In this country, 36 miles is a fucking mission away.
Yeah. The 36 miles is fucking ridiculous over there, especially when you're paying for fucking petrol. Fucking hell.
There's always going to be that human need, isn't there? Well, a human desire to, I want it now. I want to have it. So consumerism. It's a motherfucker, isn't it? I want it now. I want it in my hands. I don't want to order it now and have to wait until tomorrow and pay the extra 17 quid for it.
How many times have you literally gone to every shop in the town or nearby towns as well to find one item and not found it and been gutted? Yeah, because you want it that day. You want it right, and you'll travel for fucking hours to find it.
Usually a game. There was this one. This is the nerd factor coming out now. In 2001, I think it was. Who was it now? I think it was Atari released a Star Trek game, right? And I booked the day off work to go and get it, and I went to Warrington because I thought I'm not going to pick it up in Widnes, right? And I went to Warrington and I went into 7 different game shops, independent ones. I went to the markets as well, who charged 13% more. Couldn't fucking get it. I was gutted. Now, 2003. It was actually 13 years ago. It was 2000. I could have went online and bought it and got it delivered the next fucking day. If I pulled the plan ahead, I could have pre-ordered it months in advance. But I wanted that feeling of knowing that I've paid for it and got it in my hands there and then, instead of paying for something and waiting for it to be delivered a couple of days later or a couple of months later if I would have pre-ordered it. Do you think there's going to ever get to a point where there's going to be a service where you order it and an hour later it turns up? Or is it just too many fucking people for that to ever work?
If anybody ever implemented it, it'd be fucking brilliant. Now, one of the main things with deliveries that I like, right, is to be able to choose time slots. Now, a lot of delivery services don't offer that, but Scan does. I used to use
Tesco
Scan.
do.
I used to use Scan heavily, for all my computer parts.
Just tell the viewers what Scan is.
It's basically a website where you order all your computer parts, your laptops, TVs, fucking, more or less anything electrical. Very similar to like PC Worlds and stuff like that.
Yeah, macro.
Yeah, it's similar stuff. You got everything there, plus literally far more stuff than the other places.
Right.
But if I was to not right now, it's a bit too late now. But if I was to order something a couple of hours ago, I could have had it delivered by 6:30 this morning.
Up until what time can you have that facility?
Now the main thing is that you're willing to pay, if you know what I mean. I think it's midnight, but if you're willing to pay for that service, and I think a lot of people are, you order some stuff from like Argos or certain places now, just little shitty things. I don't mean I know Tesco does the things on shopping and stuff like that. But let's say like a DVD or a CD, you'll fucking get like a thing of like between 8 and 7 o'clock that fucking day. That's when it's going to turn up, and it's like, I'm not going to fucking wait an all bastard day for that. Fuck that.
Nah.
I remember ordering something from eBay years ago.
Oh, eBay.
And and I ordered it, and it was like the time slot I got for it was 6:30 to 8 o'clock, right? And the main thing with it was that literally between that an hour and a half, it was going to turn up. So I got up in the morning before fucking work, and I basically just decided I'm going to fucking get it,
Right.
And it turned up about fucking, must have been maybe 20 to 7, something like that. It was fucking
20
brilliant.
to 6:40.
It was fucking brilliant. I don't know, my fucking computer's gone but doolally. But it's overheated.
Your computer's overheated?
I've turned my fucking fans off, didn't I, for the fucking microphones. Right, fuck it, 1 second.
We're having a little bit of technical issues here at the moment. Don't worry though, it's not my computer now. Fuck, it's actually Declan's mega computer.
It's the fucking £3,500 fucking pound computer that decides to overheat it because I turned the fans on.
How much was that, Declan?
£3,500 fucking quid. That's how much the bastard thing cost me.
I've never actually been around a computer that's overheated before.
No, fucking stupid thing. Either that or it's fucked, I don't know.
What
Could go either way.
Did you restart it?
Yeah, it turned it off. It's fucked, isn't it? Turn my fans back on now. But I remember that I was willing to pay 22 quid for that service. For the fucking item to come.
That's ridiculous.
Now, if I'm willing to pay that, it's not just me. People out there will do it, And I think the delivery times, if they're gonna have everything online, they need to really break out the game. They really need to up the game with it, to fucking create really much better delivery services.
I think. Well, I know that the dynamics of the town is changing. Everything is going all under one roof, or people are buying it all online. I think the future for the town centre is going to change to a super mega store.
Yeah,
it's gonna get to the point now, a bit like maybe Walmart. Well, people say that in this country you can go to Tesco and you can buy everything. You can't really buy everything, can you? But no. I think what you'll find is under one roof you're gonna be able to buy your groceries, and you're gonna be able to buy your electronics and all that. But I think eventually maybe dentists are gonna move in there. Opticians are already in there at the moment. Cobblers are going to probably move in there. Sewing services are going to be, repair services are going to be in there. Camera places are already in there now. You're probably going to find, like, under the Tesco roof, you're going to find your Burtons and your Necks. And I think that's going to be the dynamics of the next 20 years. One of the biggest fucking things that's going to happen to the economy is what's going to really change the dynamics of the high street and where people are buying shit from, in my opinion, are these fucking robot cars that are out there at the moment.
Yep.
Do you know where they're trialing vehicles that are in this country? I know Google have been doing it for a while. They're trialing vehicles that can drive themselves autonomously now. That's a massive fucking problem for drivers.
Oh yeah, definitely.
People who are employed to drive vehicles. I wonder how many. I'm not quite sure the figures how many people are employed to drive vehicles in this country at the minute. But as a company owner, if the technology comes along for a computer to drive your vehicle from one destination to another, and it's going to cost you, I don't know, £10,000 per vehicle to implement,
you're going to do it.
If you owned your own company, are you going to do that? if that's your choice. £25,000 a year for the driver, £10,000 for life.
It
for
depends
software.
entirely on your company, obviously, doesn't it? But I think ultimately, eventually, it's going to win out, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, eventually, it's going to get. But now, one of the main things you think about, right? Think about office stuff. You know, you like your council tax, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, all your paperwork being pushed around, all that's gone out the spot. It's supposed to have gone out the window. You know, which it is doing in the next couple of years with budget cuts. You know, in terms of people actually being office workers,
right?
Everything being computerized, right?
Okay, yep.
So everything's been computerized because it's cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Have any prices gone down?
No.
Have all the prices gone up? You know.
Yes.
So I think you need to see benefits from stuff like that. You know, if you was to say, for example, if a fucking company tomorrow, let's say, you know, any transport firm was to say, right, we're going to fucking sack 1,000 drivers off.
Right, let's use an example. Right, a massive haulier in this country is called Eddie Stobart's, right? Let's say they've have 1,000 vehicles on the road, employing 2,000 drivers, right? Not day and night staff. They're just ballpark figures, for example, right? They replace all their drivers with computers.
Yeah.
Is the price of their transport going to decrease?
No, because they're just going to make more profit, and that's what I mean. I think if a company wants to do that, I think they have a right. No, not they have a right. They should be forced, because I think customers have a right to have that fucking discount budgeted to them. If you know what I mean?
I do.
You know,
I do.
complete.
It takes government legislation to do that, though, doesn't it?
You know,
And quangos and all that fucking bullshit.
Yeah, you know, if they're gonna literally make themselves like, well, fucking hell, what will that be? That'll be 100, 1.5 million, 50. That'll be like fucking 30 million pound they'll save on wages. And knowing that ballpark figure, you know, that's how many 30 million pound.
Less people are gonna start buying products because there's gonna be mass unemployment.
Exactly. That's one of the main things behind it. You know, it's like, it's a big fucking complicated fucking load of shit. But
the technology is going to be there in the next 7 or 8 years. Well, the technology is there now. There's the Google car has actually been driving around America, but in October last year, it clocked up 250,000 miles right on the road autonomously. Right?
Yeah.
How many accidents did it have?
Probably none. I
None.
suspect.
Absolutely no accidents at all. Right. So there's actually now blind people in America who have not been given these cars, but whatever disability package they're on or social security package they're on, the car has been provided for them, right, so for them to go in and out of fucking town by using these fucking these automated vehicles. You're taking work away then from the carers who are even driving or the taxi services that are either there, right? What is going to be the maintenance costs of running these fucking vehicles? Because you're going to need computer technicians, aren't they? No computer in the world is fucking fail-safe, is it?
No.
None. I'm sure even the NSA and all these fucking and Google and fucking they all have computer fucking problems at the moment.
They'll over time get more efficient at not fucking up, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But they're never going to be, 100%, if you know what I mean. But then again, all that people argue back with that though is that neither are people. If you know what I mean, and that's another issue.
The government needs to put into legislation. They need to make it more than an act. It needs to be actual law that you can't replace a person with a robot. I mean, they've been doing it in the car industry for years. The car industry employed hundreds of thousands in America. In this country, all over Europe, it employed millions combined all over the world. And slowly but surely, robots have been replacing human beings to make cars. Right? Will the car industry ever get to a point where it's completely autonomous?
I don't think it will in any recent time. No.
100 years.
I think it would have to be a gradual thing. Obviously, like my dad works for Jaguar.
Right, what does he do?
He's on the line, same thing. But it depends what he's doing. But the part that he's on, it's like 20 different jobs that they rotate between each other.
Right, what did he do? Right, what stage does the car get to your father? Let's say it's just he's at a certain point.
I think the stage that he's at is that it's the chassis, and between the 20 of them, they get in and when one person staples the wires down to the side,
right.
One person puts like the radio, a certain radio in, or the radio wiring in. I think the part he's on is like all wiring stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So electrical.
Yeah, all stuff like that. Making sure all the wires are in the right place and all that palaver. But can you ever see a robot being able to do that in recent soon. I just can't because
I can definitely. I can see in the next 20 years there's going to be an android out there. Well, I'm not quite sure what an android is. An android, half human, half. No, an android is a humanoid, a humanoid robot, isn't it?
Yeah.
I reckon in the next 20 years that's no problem. Look at the Honda robot. The Honda robot's been around for about 25 years, and that's 25-year-old technology.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if these robots out there. Well, okay, your example was building cars, right?
Yep.
The technology is out there now to replace surgeons.
Yeah.
A robot can now do a procedure on a human being.
Yeah.
I believe certain military outfits around the world are using the technology now in the field to perform surgeries, and they do. That's going to replace fucking doctors.
Yeah.
It really will over time. All right. I'll probably get to the point. Probably in our lifetime now, where if we've got an ailment, we're going to go into a scanner and the body's going to scan us, right? It's going to stick a little needle. You're going to get into this cubicle. It's going to stick a fucking little needle in you. It's going to take a bit of blood and it's going to scan your blood, and within a minute, it's going to tell you what's up with you, whether it's a common cold, what the treatment needs to be. And in that chamber, it's going to do it for you. That's mass unemployment. The only thing that you can guarantee is death and mass unemployment for the future. Not unless the government legislate fucking not having robots replacing humans.
I think it would have to be obviously I don't think it'll come anytime soon, but it would have to be something looked at.
I know that I could be replaced by a robot now, right? Could you be replaced by a robot? Let's say they replace at the moment telemetry. Let's say they put telemetry they have the technology out. Let's say they have the technology to replace at the point in time they have the technology to replace everything. Every mechanical part with a sensor that's connected to a terminal.
Yeah.
And if there's a problem in it, it just flags up an engineer working somewhere to go out with it. Do you reckon the technology's out there to do that, to replace it at the moment?
There's similar technologies, but they've got to be very specific plants, chemical plants, stuff like that. Chemical plants already operate using it quite heavily.
How would a company approach a human being and say, we're making you redundant, we're now replacing you with a robot? That can't be legal, can it? Because if you're to make somebody redundant, right, that is saying that your role is obsolete, right? Your role can't be obsolete because the role is being taken over by sensors. So you've just been replaced by a non-entity being, aren't you?
One of the main things I reckon will happen. I'll use the chemical industry as an example of it. One of the main things that I think will happen behind it is a lot of the chemical industries left this country the last 10, 15 years and gone to India, cheaper labour. Now a lot of them are looking at coming back now because of the cost for them to get the objects or the chemicals from India to here now. It's costing them nearly the exact same amount. They've lost a lot of the profits now through the cheap labour.
Right.
Now,
why is this?
Well, because you've had your increase, your increase in diesel prices, for your shipping it, the whole fucking shebang. Not only that, India and China now have minimum fucking wages and they're rising fast, really fucking fast. And I think them companies now, if they were to come back here now, the plants that they build over here when they're building them brand new, they're not going to fucking be taking on loads of staff again. They're going to fucking look in every way possible to not have that staff, if you know what I mean. I think they'll build the plants much more technologically advanced. Far more technologically advanced.
In this country?
Yeah, when they come back, which they will.
The massive problem is pollution, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
All we've done is exported our pollution.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is what...
we've not exported our pollution. Our pollution's left us. More specifically.
Yeah. Our pollution... We're paying... look at Beijing. Beijing's fucked, isn't it?
Fucking smoggy as fuck all the bastard time.
And that is purely for global demand, isn't it? They sacrificed their environment. 100 years ago, London was known as the Big Smoke, wasn't it?
Yep, same thing.
And it's took 100 years to get to a point now where they don't have smog days there. If that industry came back, I don't think the technology is out there at the moment to do carbon capture. They're on about pumping it underground, aren't they?
I think, to be honest with you, I think they'd fucking stick it in, places in the middle of fucking nowhere.
What, carbon capture?
No, as in put the plants where it couldn't cause smog in cities.
But it will cause smog in the surrounding area.
Well, yeah, but I think a lot of the new technology is coming out now, though it's unlikely. A lot of the new technologies now, how often do you see big fucking plumes of smoke coming out of fucking chimneys now? You see lots of white smoke, but you don't see any fucking...
You do at a place in Widnes that
Yeah. Mentioning no names.
Mentioning no names when they're starting up the boiler.
Well, that's because fucking that's more an operator problem than fucking boiler problem.
It's like a 1 minute plume of death, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then it goes clear.
That's more like a thick hose running it than rather a...
So is it only when it shuts down that it releases that?
No, it only when fucking someone... Basically, that is when people are messing around with it. That's when people are tweaking it, you know. If you had an automated thing where
it's a very industrial town, isn't it, this place?
Yeah. But with the plant that I operate, you know, there's no way you could replace that with a robot. It's just impossible. You know, the plant I'm on now is modern as that type of plant gets.
Do you think so?
It is at the moment, yeah, definitely. But even then, you know, literally, your plant don't, you know, your computer programs and all that stuff is only as good as fucking the human who's put the stuff into it.
Yeah.
Because I'm sat there sometimes and an alarm doesn't go off, and it's only me fucking realising, going, fucking hell, shit, fucking running off dead fucking quick that it doesn't, nothing bad happens. You know, look at last week, fucking getting evacuated off site because somebody decided to fucking blow the gas bottle up. Fucking hell. Allegedly. Yeah, 4.5 fucking hours off site. Came back, my plant was fucked.
I never asked you about that. What did you go back to?
Well, I went back and my nameless manager had fucking done an emergency shutdown of the plant and fucking blew me centrifuge up and fucking blew up completely.
Centrifuge? Do you have a centrifuge?
Yeah, well, it's called the separator. But he'd basically put it on something called wash, where pressured water gets fired into it to wash it out.
Right.
But he didn't open the thing at the other end for it to come out, so it just basically filled up with fucking red hot water and just literally blew up. I came back up and the fucking plant smelled like burning electricity. It was fucking boss.
So did he have a long shutdown?
No, well, but we don't need it to run. It's just preferable.
Right.
They fixed it, I think, on the Monday, but that'll have been a big job. That'll have been an expensive one. But like, for the moment, you know, there's no way you could have a completely automated thing for that plant. You know, I think arguably, if you ever wanted to automate something, you'd need something. You know, you really need something really rock solid computer entity on some level. You know, maybe even, you know, as you said, an Android, something like that, because you couldn't fucking do it. You just couldn't. Because it's almost impossible on some plants. Some plants you can quite easily.
I do wonder how far away we are from that. You know?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to have have robots taking over people's jobs, because I know we keep on banging on about it. It's going to equate to mass unemployment, and if these robots doing the humans' work, people are not going to be able to buy shit. And that's the top and the bottom of it at the end of the day, isn't it? The humans are not going to be able to buy anything. So, I mean, I know we keep on going on about it. McDonald's since the 70s have had the technology to replace all the staff and have it. You go in, you press a button, and your meal comes to you. But they know the value of having employees. Yep. You want that interaction as well. I get pissed off when I fucking go to somewhere and...
I hate going to fucking Mackey's drive-thru and having to talk to that fucking stupid bastard machine.
Yeah, but at least you know you're talking to a human being.
Yeah, but even then I still don't like that. I'd rather talk to the window.
Do you ever use Siri much?
Siri? I don't have an Apple, do I? So...
Do you know, Siri 12 months ago was terrible, but now it's picking up the different variations of the languages, particularly in the UK. I can now ask it any question I want it to. It will give me either the solid answer or it'll give me a generic answer. At times it will tell me like to stop. In so many words, stop being silly. I can have an interaction with my phone. I was driving the other day and I got a text message, right? Because my car's got Bluetooth in, right, I just said read message, and Siri read the message back to me as I was driving, and it said to me, would you like to reply to this message? So I said yes. So it said, okay then, I will reply to Mrs. Burrows. So I spoke my message, right, and the message come up fucking really fucking clear, and it read the message back to me. It said, would you like to send this message? And I said yeah, while I was driving, didn't have to press a fucking button. Do you have any idea how much fucking money that's saving the insurance companies?
Well, yeah, I bet you any money there. I'm going to knock the fucking prices down though, are they?
No.
Another one with fucking high prices. Fucking, and that'll be fucking all tsunamis and earthquakes and all sorts all over the fucking world that's pushing your price up.
We're being priced off the roads, aren't we?
Yeah. definitely.
I think, but is driving a luxury or is driving a necessity?
You'd think driving was a luxury, but I think it's a necessity now. I think years ago it was a luxury, but I think now it's a necessity, definitely. You know,
we could walk to work if we wanted.
Oh, we could definitely, because we live quite local. Well, you live much more local than I do.
Yeah, it takes me at my fucking dawdling pace, walking just like fucking taking me time. It takes me 20 minutes to walk to work.
It takes me immediately at me road runner pace about 45 minutes to walk to work from here.
Now, people 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago didn't think twice about walking 40 minutes to work. And what petrol's at £1.39 a litre at the minute. Well, £1. I'm paying £1.38 a litre at the minute on that super fucking duper fuel. It's costing me £150 a month to put fuel in my vehicle at the moment. For me, for Gail, the car is a necessity because she has to get to Liverpool every day. You know what I mean? For her, well, not every day, for when she's on shift for her work. For me, it is a bit of a luxury.
Yeah.
But it really does feel like we're being priced off the roads at the moment. I don't think... I've been on the road on the motorway, right, at 6 o'clock in the morning, and the roads have been dead.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's 9 o'clock in the morning when you're going through Manchester and the M62. The roads are absolutely fucking killing chock-a-block. But they need to expand the motorways to accommodate the amount of vehicles on the road. At the moment, I think there's too many vehicles on the road. Yeah. But I don't think the government have the right to say you're only allowed one vehicle per household, which they were on about doing, you know. Yeah. So they're going to keep on taxing people, aren't they, and putting petrol up and putting road tax up to get people off the roads, which is sad.
Well, I think one of the main things behind it as well is I think secretly on some level, I think they want to reduce the level of dependency on oil really bad. I think they really want to reduce the dependency on it. But I think if they wanted to reduce the dependency on oil, they need to make it fucking cheaper, you know, to not be on oil.
Right. When is it going to get to the point, or what's your theory, or what's your best guess when they get to the point where there's not going to be enough oil to supply the nation's demand?
I reckon that it's actually going to go a different way now. I think that we will end up using national oil from your own country. That's what I reckon, personally.
Where's the fields?
Well, we've got shale oil now.
What's that?
I actually read it the other day. They've upped the amount of shale oil and gas that they reckon's in this
country.
country.
What's shale oil and gas?
Well, shale oil is, more or less, if you refine it, it'll be more or less the exact same as normal oil. And they reckon that they can shave off $50 a barrel of oil using shale oil from this country.
$50 a barrel?
Yeah, which is nearly 40%.
I still don't understand what shale oil is.
You can get more or less the exact same oil as we've got now and petrol and stuff like that out of it, but you just need to get it up from wherever it is, you know, right. Which involves earthquake type shit. But
fracking. Yeah,
but they actually put it up officially that they reckon now that there is enough shale gas, just gas, to power this country for the next 1,500 years in this country. That's what they reckon. So
could they liquefy that gas then?
Well,
and put it
that's
into
just
an LPG type?
That's just the gas, and the oil's down there with it. You know.
Well, we've only, the human race has only explored 1% of the Earth's surface.
I know.
Who's to say that there isn't fucking more oil at 2% or 3% or 50%? Who's to say that there's not oil fields that far down? Which you think, that's probably what the shale gas is. They're going deeper, aren't they, to extract more oil?
They're finding different ways. But I think if
will the price of petrol come down?
Well, no, probably not. But if they were to push the shale oil thing tomorrow, and they did it, they need to filter that down to the fucking pumps. They really do. You know, they need to show that right down to the fucking pumps. But then, not only on that front, one of the bigger questions is what happens when we don't need oil from other fucking countries? What happens to the fucking Middle East then? What happens to fucking all these oil-dependent countries that fucking rely on their oil, you know?
Yeah.
Fucking, you got big problems then.
When the recession kicked in 2008, there was a lot of reports coming out. It's OPEC, isn't it?
Which?
The OPEC is the oil-producing nations, isn't it? I can't remember what OPEC stands for.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm sure it's called OPEC, right? They're saying for them to make a profit and for their governments to be sustainable, they need to have petrol at $100 per barrel.
Yeah.
That's what they needed. Anything below $100, and it wasn't profitable for them. Well, it wasn't massively profitable. They're making profits, but they weren't making enough to sustain their economy on the back of fuel exports, which a lot of these Middle Eastern countries are doing, aren't they?
Yeah.
Their economies are propped up by fuel exports. If we started, and hopefully we will, started nationalising our own oil fields and doing the shale gas, fucking hell, man. I really don't know what would happen to the Middle East. Dubai at the moment are running out of oil. I think they've said in the next 9 years, Dubai on the land, Dubai is gonna be dry. Not unless they can start going down deeper. I know there's a lot of I'm sure it's around Saudi Arabia or Dubai around there now. They're actually drilling offshore to see if there's any oil out there as well to prop up their economy. But they've done the right thing, haven't they, Dubai?
Yeah.
They've gone towards more tourism.
Yeah,
haven't they? It's an absolute stunning land.
They've gone to the point of building up their land where it is to be able to be a fully functioning country.
They learned that though fucking 20 years ago, didn't they?
Well, they learned it the hard way. It's just that they're the only ones who actually fucking clicked. They're the only ones who realised, let's fucking do this. We might fucking still be here, because eventually, it doesn't matter what happens. Eventually, the actual Middle East countries, the proper off the trolley countries, no offence intended to anybody from these countries, but
Iran,
the off the trolley countries, what the fuck happens when it's gone? Just what happens to them? What are they going to do? Fucking crusade?
It's war, isn't it? That's going to be the Third World War. The Third World War has always been rumoured to be going to be over energy.
Because the simple fact was that the last time we had 2 world wars, our countries didn't rely on any other countries. What happens when we go on shale oil and gas and we don't rely on any other countries?
That's it, because we're not getting any oil at all out of Iran, are we? Because there's that many embargoes now. They've stopped shipping it to us. All right, the market's already there. China's now buying all of Iranian oil.
Like a lot of
Russia.
things. Yeah, like a lot of things now. Like if you want, how to explain it? Your country depends on other countries for whatever supply.
Yeah,
and that does repel the idea of war on certain levels. If you know what I mean. Now, I know we've gone to war with a couple of little fighting countries, but those countries are fucking just drops in the fucking ocean compared to some of the other big ones. You fucking Syria, Libya, Egypt, Iran, all them, they were fucking, they're a big different kettle of fish. Afghanistan and Iraq's fucking nothing compared to them.
Well, Iraq's got the 3rd largest oil field in the world.
I'm not on about that. I'm on about military power.
Oh right, sorry.
Right. But all the other countries, we heavily rely on them. If you know what I mean, and that stops us from going to war for whatever reasons, or any other countries for that matter going to war with them.
War's good for the economy.
Exactly. Well, you go right, wham bam. We're going to use shale oil, shale gas. We'll use our Falklands fucking gas and oil and all that palaver. We'll go out, wham bam.
There's a lot of fucking oil underneath Falklands,
Yeah,
a lot of, the Falklands have got a nuclear submarine patrolling the water stuff there. That's how valuable the Falklands is to us.
All of a sudden then the fucking game's changed a little bit then. What's to stop, one, them going to war with other countries? Because bet any money, a lot of the countries that are over there now don't go to war with others, purposely because of the fact that they might lose their customers. Right. On some level, Iran doesn't give a fuck. Iran's off its head, but a lot of the others will actually care on some level.
Right.
I know that they have all their little spats, but I mean, real fucking serious shit that they might do that would stop us or other countries buying oil from them.
Have we hurt Iran by not buying their oil?
Well, yeah, definitely.
But the Chinese are buying it, and Russia.
Yeah, the Chinese and Russia are buying it, but they're not. The big thing with it is that even what China and Russia are trying to buy out of them, because China and Russia's countries are on some level linked with our own countries economically and stuff like that, it's starting to buy it on every level, and a lot of them are really struggling to get it, to finance Iran for that oil, if you know what I mean. That's why they found that big gold trade the other month when did you hear about somebody who was supposed to be travelling between Iran type of thing. Where was it? I think it was Saudi Arabia. I'm sure it was Saudi Arabia. But somebody was involved from Saudi Arabia in shipping gold to Iran, because obviously it's the only fucking thing that you could pay for that oil with without getting sanctioned for it.
Right.
If you're going to use any currency, you're going to get sanctioned by something on some level. You fucking get £50 million worth of gold into that country and go wham bam. They'll give you the £50 million worth of oil because that's what it's worth, if you know what I mean.
How far are we off an Iranian invasion?
Fuck knows. It's fucking.
Do you have any interest in that?
I'm surprised that fucking nothing's kicked off already. You know, with any of these countries, you know.
If we invade Iran, I'm sure Russia and China have said they would back Iran. I'm sure they've said that. They would, because Russia. I'm sure Russia and Iran are allies. You know.
Yeah, well, it's a bit of a
we've got a good fucking. We've got a good relationship with Russia.
Yeah, you know, it's a bit of quite a dodgy one.
Strain now, like.
It's a bit of a dodgy one in recent years, you know, in terms of who's allied and who's not allied. You know, it's kind of difficult to get.
At the end of the day, it's every man for himself, isn't it?
It's kind of difficult to put you know, years ago there used to be, you know, we are England, we are allied to France, you know. It's not as simple as that anymore, you know. A lot of countries are allied to other countries through little fucking unions and all sorts of fucking stupid ass things. You know, there's no official real, you know, green tick, we are allied, you know.
Apart from with the US.
You know,
we are the US's bitch, aren't we?
Yeah, you know, we're a little fucking US lapdog, you know. But with Iran, now the main thing with Iran and Syria is that it's the same thing again. Russia will rely on them. China will rely on them, you know, for that oil. You know what I mean? Now, the thing with Russia and China is they don't have anywhere near the type of supplies that we do. In terms of shale gas oil, all that palaver, you know.
See, that's terrifying. It's good that we have that, but we're just... We would be... if anybody... Let's say if Iran invaded us... Well, not Iran. Let's say China wanted to control our oil fields, and let's say they sent out an armada to attack us. It's a long fucking way, and we would wait for them to come to us. We wouldn't go out and fight him, would we? No, sure.
You'd be an idiot to do that.
They could fucking damage us. They've got a massive military power. They've got a massive fucking navy. Let's say if China and Russia decides to realise they've got 1,500 years worth of shale gas oil there to supply the United Kingdom. Now we want part of that, so we are going to declare war on them, which is what countries have done to the likes of Afghanistan and Iraq. We're not stupid. We know that's the real reason why they did it for oil. We'll be fucked.
Yeah.
Do you reckon our lion has had its teeth pulled?
No, I think no. I know we've got our all military cuts and our army's only like 79,000 men, fucking whatever the fuck it is.
Which is based on the percentage of the population, isn't it?
Yeah.
In terms of how big our armed forces is,
you know,
depending on the size of the population.
It is fairly small, but Russia going to war with us, that will be a problem. China not so much, you know. I think in terms of navy power, you know, we'd fucking smash them to fucking bits. Because currently they've got fuck all. You know, they've got all their destroyers and all that palaver, but even though their navy might is quite large in terms of size, it's not as powerful as us. You know, not only that, we'd fucking, you know, before they even got here, I think they'd have suffered.
Yeah.
You know,
we'll send out planes.
You know,
to bomb them.
Not just planes, fucking. You know, you've got your submarines. You know, fucking. We've got a lot of submarines as well.
The Japs have got subs though, haven't they? Well, the Japs, the Chinese.
The Japanese wouldn't ally with fucking China. They hate them. You know?
One of the most reassuring things in the world. I mean, every country will probably argue this, but we have got the best armed forces in the world. The best, not in terms of size. We've got the best trained armed forces in the world. It's in the British nature. Look at our navy. For the past 500 years, we've since the 1700s, we've absolutely fucking dominated on the water. I don't know how the fuck it's come to fruition that we've been so good at having a navy, but we invented radar, right? The Brits invented fucking radar, right? What we do is we listen. We can listen out for others. Other nations can listen out for submarines, but there's just something about the British that can listen out for other submarines and have a little edge over, which is down to the training, isn't it? I think a lot of countries train with fear, where in this country we train with respect, don't we, and discipline.
It's like, obviously, you know, America's got its fucking, mega military might type of thing.
And they're advanced. They're advanced
and they're
as
advanced.
fuck.
We're arguably second only to them,
In terms of what?
Advanced, technologically advanced.
Well, we're on
in
par.
terms of military.
We're on par with technology.
A lot of our stuff's quite well linked, especially with our Reaper and Predator drones, stuff like that,
Yeah, well done, finally.
Yeah.
Off the bat, you can name it instead of taking 3 weeks.
It fucking took me fucking forever to remember that fucking name. But, and you've got stuff like that. Now, that's another thing to think of. They can, let's say the Chinese can have their Soviet fucking aircraft carrier, which isn't due to fucking set sail for 4 fucking years, which is 25 fucking years old, might I add. They can fucking set that sail in 2 fucking years type of thing. And I wonder if that's even going to have the fucking technology on to detect that fucking Reaper drone 45,000 fucking feet up, Well,
the Brits have designed a stealth Reaper, haven't they?
Yeah.
That which looks like a shrink down B1.
And I wonder if they're going to even fucking know it's up there. It's just going to be like that. Pop.
Yeah.
See what the fuck happens,
Ours would be a casualty by numbers, wouldn't it? Once you start sinking our ships, we've not got a lot of fucking destroyers out there at the moment. Let's go to our friend at Wikipedia. Let's see what it's saying.
The main thing with it is that obviously we have very advanced. We've got one of the most advanced destroyers in the world, which just set sail when the Olympics was on. If you remember, it was used at the Thames as our flagship one. Yeah, that's supposed to have some ridiculous fucking Iron Dome technology similar to the Israel thing. We're literally fucking stuff flying in it. It's just going pew, pew, fuck off. It's got fucking rail guns on it.
What is a rail gun? I hear that quite a lot.
Well, it's a fired projectile of energy, electricity. Light.
Like a laser.
It's not a laser exactly. It's a bit difficult to explain. I don't really know the exact specifics of it, but it's a really heavily fortified burst of energy.
I've noticed that a lot of fucking Middle Eastern countries have a lot of our old naval ships, from the 70s.
And I think that's one of the main things, is that literally there's a reason why we got rid of them fucking ships.
Yeah. I don't know what they were.
And it's not because it's not down to us going, we don't want that, it's a fucking bag of shit. We just had to fucking get rid of it. We just didn't have enough people to operate it. Fuck it, don't want it. Off we go. And I bet you the money our Navy is fairly sizable compared to China's. Definitely.
Well, I'm just trying to find out exactly how many ships we've got.
And don't forget, we've got a massive merchant Navy as well.
I'll tell you what, those F-35Bs look absolutely stunning. The new aeroplanes, the new battleships that are actually on the way. Okay, that's the ranks. Let's see if we can find the ships. Have we got the ships? External links.
At the end of the day, you've got your armed forces as such, right? But simply put, on some level, now not to cause too much offence to people who are in the army or anything like that, but basically, on the basis of it, what is an army? An army is something that's going to get shot by the Navy. The Navy has to get there to fucking put them on the fucking land, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You need to, you can have your special forces who are going to go in undercover and everything like that, but you're not going to take over a fucking country with special forces, are you?
No. They can do.
China needs that 2 million people army on the fucking shore to take us over, and until they fucking touch down, there's no problem, if you know what I mean.
Right.
And how the fuck do you transport that many fucking troops via a Navy? That's a lot, the only reason, we couldn't even transport that, in World War II. We had that initial, attack. Mm-hmm. But even then, the only way that we're getting over there was literally ships were just going back and forth, ferrying them.
Are you not concerned that we don't have any aircraft carriers? Isn't it the final aircraft carriers pulled into Liverpool this weekend, which is more likely to be the last fucking aircraft carrier?
Well, the next one's not due to fucking sail till 2016, I think, 2017, something like that. But it is the most advanced one in the fucking world.
Right, 96 ships we have.
Yeah.
RFA. Royal Fleet Auxiliary Corps.
Have a look and see what thingy the Chinese have got.
Yeah, let's see. Ships in service. Right, we have... Are they battleships? They're all fucking civilian ships. List of Royal Fleet Auxiliary ships.
Don't forget the Royal Navy's got thingy... merchant Navy vessels as well.
They were merchant Navy vessels then.
You need to find your you need to find your military.
Right, let's have a look. Active country size 61 landing craft, 170 aircraft, part of the Naval Service, British Armed Forces, Naval Staff, Royal Marines, Naval's part of the Naval Service. Let's see what this bollocks is. Come on. Give us composition. Here we go. Current composition. We have, right, how many destroyers do we have? Royal Marines, British list of Royal Navy ships. Right, there's 78 commissioned ships, right? That bear the Royal Navy insignia. We're now going to see exactly how many battleships are out there. Please be a few. See, because it's not popularly advertised of how much shit we've got. You never really think that there's fucking a lot out there to protect us, but yeah, let me link it up through Ustream. Let's pretend we actually know what we're doing here. Right, the Astute class submarine. We have 6 more to be commissioned. It doesn't actually give a total figure. Trafalgar class submarine. This is gradually being replaced by the Astute class. Right, so submarines, there's 10 in service at the moment, with 6 more to be commissioned. Astute class, is that a nuclear? Do we know if that's a nuclear type of submarine? Vanguard class. So at the moment we've got the HMS Astute, which is 1. And we have 6 more to be commissioned. So we're going to have 7 Astute class. The Trafalgar classes are going to be replaced, which we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Trafalgar class submarines. The Vanguard class we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at the moment we've got 10 in service. That's a lot of fucking subs, that, isn't it? Yeah. Service. See, surface fleet. They look like. No, that's just Ustream. Sometimes it drops connection with the desktop center. We have a landing platform for helicopters. We have an amphibious assault ship, 1 aircraft carrier, HMS Industrious, frigates and destroyers. Wow, look at how many 18 frigates and destroyers in service at the moment. Holy shit! This class is to be gradually replaced by the Type 26 destroyer. Frigate currently in development, so all those what we see here are going to be slowly replaced by the Type 26 frigate. The Type 45, I mean, look how advanced that is. How many's there at the moment? 1, 2, 3, 4 of those are there, with 2 more to be commissioned. And so there's going to be a total of 6 of those. The Type 42, they've been a guided missile destroyer. There's 1 of those, and that's to be decommissioned, so that's being replaced. They're mine vessels. Offshore patrol, all this concerning. What the fuck is that? Guided missile destroyer, permanently docked in Portsmouth Harbour as a training vessel. So if you think about it, we've got 18 frigates and destroyers.
Scroll down. Go down to the bottom.
These aren't fighting vessels now.
Yeah. Right, it tells you the... it doesn't give you the numbers, does it?
No.
It's a pity you can't just get a full number there.
Well, it's here.
Yeah, no, what I mean isn't just a total number. You know, you could have just how many destroyers.
Frigates and destroyers, 18 in service at the moment. Right, so let's have a look at China. China's worrying.
Right, so we've got 10 subs.
Yeah.
18
frigates and
destroyers.
Well, 78 in total we've got.
And we had 24 patrols, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which are obviously arguably just destroyers, but with a bit less oomph.
Yeah, so let's go Chinese. Chinese Navy.
So that's 52 mega ships.
Yeah, 15 fucking world destroyers. Do ships have nukes on them? Or submarines? It's all submarines, isn't
submarines, it? But I think destroyers, if they do have any, fucking, I don't think they've got many real proper nukes, if you know what I mean.
Right. Let's see what we've got here. Aircraft.
Well, arguably they've got a bigger navy in terms of people.
Manpower.
How many people we've got?
1950s in the 21st century. Current status. Let's see what we've got here. That's probably the deployment, isn't it? Anti-piracy operations. Here we go. Nuclear ballistic missile submarines. Fucking hell, they got 63 subs. We're fucked. 1 aircraft carrier, 2 assault ships, 25 destroyers, 47 frigates. The fuck? But how are these frigates?
And how many vessels they've got in total?
Total amphibious warfare vessels 228. Landing craft, landing ships, mine warfare. Total vessels 962. Total combat vessels 518.
Yeah, if you go on the conventional attack submarines, see what they actually are.
Which ones?
Conventional attack submarines.
Right, okay. Wonder how old these are. God, I can feel the computer fucking burning up here. It's struggling. We've asked a lot. We'll be able to do it.
Gone to the wrong one.
I just wanted to run Java. Right, there we go. So it is Russian technology that the Chinese are using then, isn't it?
Yeah. But they're all old fucking shitty things.
So we might have the advantage just purely by the technology. Let's see. Yeah, they go to the wrong one, didn't it? Oh, I'm going to put it back up. Right, let me change that camera to me and you again because it keeps on dropping out of Ustream. There you go. That's better. Right. Back onto this bad boy. People's Limit right, so we want conventional attack submarines. What the fuck is that? Earth Defense Destroyer. That just looks like a big target. That doesn't look fucking new at all, does it?
Tower on a boat.
No, it keeps on taking me to this. Japan, China.
It's World War II, that one. I don't know. Fuck it.
If in doubt.
I can't see the attack submarines being anything fucking special.
But the Russian. They don't like the Russian.
You know, we don't have any attack submarines. You know.
We do. The Vanguard class.
I know. It didn't say on there though that we had just attack submarines. That's all that they call on their own.
Let's see if there's any pictures. Here we go. PLA Navy, the People's Liberation.
Yeah, it's always the peoples in these countries.
Ships, submarines. There we go. 6.2.2. There we go. Right. This is, let's see, version fixed wing notes, naval aircraft, submarines of the People's Liberation Army Navy. God bless fucking Wikipedia. Even though this is typed by fucking humans, isn't it?
Yeah.
1 boat, 17 boats. Let's see what's got here. I wonder what's the newest fucking... See, that's terrifying, that, isn't it? That doesn't even look fucking pretty recent. China engaged in the development of submarine launch ballistic missiles since the 1950s, with the acquisition of a single Soviet Golf-class conventionally powered ballistic missile submarine. The original Golf-class design had 3 launch tubes, so they are using Russian technology, aren't they? It's not giving us the ears. Oh, it's written in Chinese. They know what they're doing. Let's back off on that. Now, they do pose a significant threat to us.
Yeah, but
it looks like, from what Wikipedia says anyway, it looks like they're using all the technology.
Yeah.
Russian technology in particular. Which
but
is nice.
One of the main things you need to think, is that fucking distance.
Yeah, we would probably attack them while they're on the way over.
Well, yeah, but it's not just that, though. If you've got... it's not necessarily your risk of your submarines versus submarines. It's your submarines versus your fucking your ships. That's the problem. You know,
the submarine hunters and submarines against other submarines. If we actually went to war, would we actually get drafted up? Would there be a national service thing? Oh, I can remember you telling me.
No, but conscription's still legal now. All government needs to. They don't even need to vote for it. The government could pass it now if they wanted with no vote because it's already passed. It got passed in the World War II. They just never unpassed it.
Yeah. If they wanted to, they could call us back up, couldn't they?
Yeah. So the challenge is make it to an age that makes you unhealthy to do it before it fucking happens. Get there quick.
You think you'll get called up, don't you? Mrs. Burrows would probably get called up because she's a nurse.
Yeah.
So she'll be fucked. On saying that, she's an oncology nurse. So she's a paediatric oncology, so she works with children.
Yeah.
Not unless you be a fucking civilian, fucking medic who goes out there and helps fucking... Oh my God, it's terrifying. Are we going to ever see another world war in our lifetime?
Fuck knows.
If we do, it'll be over energy, won't it?
Yeah, I would suspect so. It'd be interesting, that's to say the least.
It'll be terrifying. Let's just hope that they'll never do it. Right, while we're on let's just cover the horse meat scandal at the moment. Let's get this motherfucker out of the way.
Fucking.
In the United Kingdom at the moment, and now spreading to Europe, horse DNA has been found in processed meat products that are in the supermarket aisles. At the moment, as far as we know, there's been a lot of products, in particularly processed products, been pulled from the shelves while they're undergoing testing to see if they've got horse DNA in it. It looks like the horse meat has been shipped in from Romania and Poland.
Yeah.
Romania and Poland. How have we got to the point where we're fucking shipping in meat from Romania and Poland and not buying it from suppliers in this country? There is enough livestock in this country to supply us. Look at the butchers. Look at the butchers that were there, the independent ones. All right, there's probably, I don't know, I use the figure all the time, there's probably only a 10 for the butchers that are in the high street nationwide than what there was 10 years ago at the moment. It's very, very sad.
That's another one of the things that we come to, isn't it? That literally the supermarkets are, on some level, killing the farmers. Yeah. On certain levels.
Yeah,
and I think now if it came to it, which it probably is, you know, you're having lots of processed meat taken off the shelves now. You know,
good.
So far, I think they've found that 1 in 75 products on the shelf had horse meat levels in it. That's what they're at so far.
What the figures being banded about? How much horse meat have been found? I mean, I know there's some Findus Foods. They've found 100% horse meat.
It's not just that though. They've found it in fucking lasagnas, spaghetti bolognese, burgers. What was the other one? There was something else the other day, and I can't remember for the life of me what it was.
Mince.
Yeah, it was mince. Cottage pie. It was.
That's right.
Cottage pie the other day, like yesterday. It was.
Yeah, that's it. Lancashire County Council have from 47 schools.
You know, a lot of them, the ones that they've not released the official figures are, but they've said that it's not trace amounts. You know, it's
less than 1%.
It's a percent amount. You know, and
as a tenth of 1%, 0.1%.
And we've come to that position because of one reason. Money. Cheap. That's all it is. That's the only reason why we've come to that fucking conclusion. You know, people would rather get, you know, well, not people themselves, but to get the meat from fucking Romania to France to England to packaged onto your shelf is cheaper than buying the fucking meat.
It can't be.
You know,
I don't believe that.
I know that's the thing.
No, yeah, it's cheaper to buy, but it's not cheaper to. Sorry, it's cheaper for the manufacturers to buy, but it's not cheaper for the public to go in, for the consumers to go in and buy it off the shelf. They're still charging us fucking stupid prices for it.
I hope on some level now. I know that we would suffer for it, but I hope on some level now that with all the people all of a sudden that are going to flood to the market to buy beef, British beef, fresh off the fucking shelf and everything,
off the farm.
I hope that they have that much of an influx of it, the farmers just go, all right, here you go, price up. I hope they fucking do.
Do you think they'll do that? Because you know what's going to happen, don't you, in the supermarkets? Well, they're going to want you to go back, aren't they?
Yeah.
They were going to say, right, everything's all clear. Tesco have announced that the 17 items that they've tested, that they've pulled off the shelf, they've tested them all, and none of them have been found with horse DNA. So what are they going to do? 1 in 5 shoppers have turned around and said that they are going to start buying from the butchers or farmer shops. I'm one of them. I'm now going to buy my meat from farmer shops. I know I can you can bet your fucking mortgage on that the supermarkets are going to start decreasing the price of their meat because they're going to want those fuckers who are going to the farm shops to come back into their store, which is going to be tempting because you're going to be in there doing your big shopping, you're going to be thinking, fucking hell, a leg of lamb was £20 last week, now it's only a tenner. That's half fucking price.
That's what I'm saying. I think now the farmers are going to click onto that, and I think on some level the farmers should grab the fucking supermarkets by the balls instead of being the other way around, because our agriculture industry has always been a big industry, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And it's been fucking shafted for fucking over 10 years now.
We're still quite busy though, aren't we?
Oh yeah, we're still completely busy, but I mean in terms of profits for farmers, You know, your cattle markets, they're not fucking booming like they used to be. You
No.
know, now you've got literally farm upon farm upon farm that literally does nothing but sell to the supermarkets.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a problem. You know, it is a problem. And I think they should turn around now and go, right, all right, we'll charge this. And I think they should up the price. Now, I know we would suffer. I know we'd suffer. But I think they should do it just to say to the supermarkets, fuck off.
Do you think the supermarkets are going to start buying British, or will they still continue to import meat from Poland and Romania? Will they learn the lessons? All right,
Well,
the people in Romania, if they're lucky, they're going to start fucking prosecuting, aren't they? They're going to start.
Yeah.
They'll find somebody to prosecute.
Well,
Whoever we're buying whoever we're buying the beef from, right? We're gonna prosecute that company, and that company's going to prosecute whoever they source their meat from. And there's going to be somebody at the end of the line, probably unrelated to it, who's going to get fucking shafted. Some little man's going to get fucking shafted somewhere big and proper, aren't they?
Well, I think the main thing behind that is obviously we're only talking about frozen. I think that's an important note to say. At the moment, we're only talking about frozen, processed meat, aren't we?
Yeah.
Now, if they all went off the shelf tomorrow, I don't think there'd be that much of a problem. If you know what I mean. Now they're going to try and put it back onto the shelf, but I think personally, they should put stuff on that fucking shelf that is fucking British processed meat.
Yeah.
And it's a fucking complicated one, because the problem is you've opened the fucking borders, haven't you? And I don't mean for people, I mean for meat trade within the EU. Now, we have a really advanced fucking passport system over here for fucking cows, horses, the full fucking shebang, don't we? It's almost impossible to fucking have your dodgy shit.
Yeah, our livestock has a passport. I don't know what it is over the rest of the world.
Well, there's a passport system across the entire EU, if you know what I mean. But you know as well as I do, fucking over in Romania, fucking there you go, fucking backhander, bam.
Yeah.
Whack it in the food chain. I know people who've gone to fucking Romania, fucking spent a week over there, whacked the caravan on the back of the fucking car, drove around and got the fucking HGV license. Then fucking turned it into a British one. You know, it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You know, all they do is go out, here you go, fucking €400. You know, you can't put a price on an HGV license.
No.
You can earn a lot of fucking money through that. You know, and it's fucking fascinating that, you know, that. I think you can't symbolise it on just the countries on their own, obviously, but I think what these countries need to realise though is that integrating works both ways. You know, you can be integrated and get all your advantages out of it, but you fucking do something wrong, you are going to get fucking shafted.
What's the punishment's going to be?
Well, I would hope that people who are behind it would get punished, but it's not going to happen because the amount of fucking smoke that people are putting up about it is fucking horrendous. You know, everybody's smoke screening. Oh, it's this. We bought it off this company, and that company bought it off that company. That bought. You know, it's all fucking shifting around. And in the end, it's just gonna get to the point where they go, well, we just can't prosecute anybody because we don't know where it's fucking come from.
Are people asked about it?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm outraged. I mean, even though horse meat isn't dangerous to human beings, the antibiotics that horses have has been linked to cancer, hasn't it?
Carcinogenic.
Yeah, it's a carcinogenic, yeah. So that is dangerous, right? If luckily I don't buy cheap shit. I always that's wrong. Luckily I don't ever buy any frozen meats. I always buy fresh meats off the shelf. But if I had bought something and it had horse DNA in it, I'd be outraged because I've gone there to buy fucking a 100% hamburger. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Made by beef.
Not only that, the price you're paying is based on it being beef.
Correct.
As well.
Horse
are cheaper.
Yeah, I've gone out there to buy a cow burger, not a fucking horse burger. So I'm not outraged now. Even though I'm buying fresh produce from the supermarket, I'm now going to go to the farmer shops. But when the supermarkets start dropping the prices, which inevitably they will, my head is going to be turned. Which in turn, I think that is going to keep the butchers in check and not to put the fucking prices up. But I just don't know how long it's going to be to fucking.
I think you are going to have a problem with the farmers the next few years. I think it is going to get to the point where farmers are going to shaft back, because I think now...
Well, the price of milk is supposed to be fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, the milk thing straight away, you know, your farmers are making no money on milk, but I think you're going to have problems on the other front as well. You know, you've got your meat, you know, going to your fucking supermarkets, and it's not cheap. You know, it's not... You've fucking 40-50% of your bill's all meat, isn't it?
Yeah.
And... I think that hardly any of that fucking money's going to that farmer.
the price of meat is. I think supermarkets. Well, no, I'll make a fucking good guess, right? At the end of every, I don't know, at the end of every month, supermarkets get all their sales in, right? And they look at what people are buying, and they're saying, oh, look, everybody's buying mince, right? Look at the quantity of people. They're buying loads of beef mince because they're making shepherd's pies. It's a cheap fucking meal. 2 years ago, I was paying £2.50 for 500 grams of mince. It's now £4 because the demand is there for people to buy it. So they're putting the prices up on they're putting the prices up on produce that people are fucking buying because they know it's an easy fucking sale, and that is fucking sad.
Yeah.
They're just pricing us out with fucking meat. The price of meat is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Especially when we've got... Do you know, at any one time in the UK, we've got 2.6 million cattle.
Yeah, I know.
2.6 million cattle, right. And that is closely fucking monitored. Because if farmers don't sell their meat, right, they look at the cattle as assets, right? Yeah. They've got to feed that cattle, right? So they keep it at a number where they know they can sustain it, right? They can afford to manage the stock that they have, and they can make profit by what they're selling. If the farmers wanted to, they could increase that. In 1 year, they could almost double their cattle supply by fucking getting shit pregnant. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But they don't do that purely for the fact that how much money it costs, and there's no demand there at the moment because we're going fucking the border to buy all of our fucking meat. Hopefully that'll come back and we'll be super busy.
Well, that's what I mean. You know, in terms of another thing, you know, the whole nationalising thing of, you know, you've got your shale again, oil and gas and that palaver. What happens when we're all buying fucking British? You know what I mean? What happens when everybody's buying everything from fucking British? You know, it's something that
we'll get shafted.
It's something that in our own brains, because the way we've grew up over the last 25, 30 years in this country, to us it's fucking mad. To all of our parents, though, years ago, nothing came from abroad at all. Never.
There's a big thing about growing your own as well, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Well, look at now, see if you want an allotment to grow your fruit and veg.
Yeah.
There's some places, there's a 10-year waiting list. You've got to wait till some fucker dies if you want a patch of land to grow your food.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a good bit of garden. You've got a great bit of garden as well. I've got a good bit of garden. My garden is 50%, 50%, I don't know what you want to call it, tarty stones and like a nice concrete circle. Not concrete, like it's like a circle of slabs. With a table on, and the other 50% it's all grass. If I wanted to, I could have a good, sustainable fucking fresh produce fucking garden, but purely due to laziness, I've not got that.
Yeah.
One, for the maintenance. One, that I don't really know what I'm doing. But two, I just can't be fucking arsed. After a 12-hour shift, the last thing I want to do is come in and tend to my fucking garden. But my grandfather, he would do a 12-hour, 13-hour shift in the fucking power station. They come home and his greenhouse would be fucking stunning. He'll go in, shit, shower, shave, have his tea, slap me nana on her ass, and he'd be in the greenhouse. He'd have fucking tomatoes like that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
My granddad grew loads of fucking potatoes, you know, and let's face facts, it doesn't come any simpler than growing fucking potatoes.
I've had a bash at growing shit. I've grown potatoes, the easiest thing to do in the world. You just wait for them to seed, put them into the ground, and wait 6 or 7 weeks, and you've got, from one potato you can have up to 10 potatoes. Do you know what I mean? I actually named mine drain potatoes because it was a foot away from a drain.
Yeah.
I tried growing carrots unsuccessfully. I didn't put them in far enough. I only put them in about an inch, and they needed to go like 6 inches down. I tried going turnips unsuccessfully, parsnip unsuccessfully, strawberries, fucking one of the easiest things in the world to grow. Honest to God, you want to see with a strawberry, right? What you get off a strawberry plants are tubers, right? Yeah. So for every one strawberry plant, you get 3 tubers, right? Those tubers you plant into the ground, and that produces another strawberry plant. I had some tubers that were 12 feet long. Yeah. It was looking for grass. It was like it was like a triffid. It was looking for somewhere to fucking spawn and re-go again. What else have I grown successfully? I've got an apple, plum, an apple, pear, and
I've got a pear tree.
Apple, pear, and plum tree growing in the garden. They're 2 years old this year.
My pear tree's higher than the fucking telephone lines. I've got to fucking chop the bastard down before it falls over. It's fucking massive.
Seriously, what's higher than a house?
It's 40 foot. That pear tree.
Is that at the bottom of your garden?
Halfway up my garden.
So if that falls, it could fall into the house.
Yeah.
How thick is the trunk?
I'd probably say about 10 inches, maybe a foot.
That's not a thick trunk. The trunk's about that fucking big, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's well higher than the house.
So does it fruit?
Yeah, every year.
And what have you got to wait till shit falls off, or is
Yeah,
there
well, I was thinking about, I need to redo the garden this year in the spring. Both my gardens are a fucking mess. I might put a fucking net around it, to catch it. I don't like pers, but loads of other people do.
Cider.
Yeah, per cider.
Per cider's fucking gorgeous,
But I would like to do that. I would like to grow my own fruit and veg. I really would, but I just can't be asked.
Yeah. That's our generation. We grew up with a Nintendo.
Yeah,
Ataris.
we grew up where you fucking didn't do anything like that. You just fucking bought everything. In a way, we're the stupid generation, really.
Lazy
as fuck.
You think we're lazy? The generation before us, I fucking worry for my son.
Yeah,
I really do. He's 16 months old, and I just wonder what the fuck is he gonna do when he grows up as an occupation. He's gonna have to be like a robot technician.
Yeah,
isn't he? Do you know what I mean? That's what you think. Oh, there's only one thing where it's guaranteed a constant boom in business: an undertaker.
Yeah. Well, yeah, fucking definitely.
Or crematorium.
The
midwife.
Midwife, yeah, that's a fucking booming business now, isn't it? But the whole growing fruit and veg thing, it's not really complicated, but it's just whether you can be arsed.
Yeah. I can't wait till my apples, plums, and pear tree starts to fucking. I'm gonna ferment the shit out of that, and I'm gonna start making Cheshire cider.
Yeah, fucking hell. End up with a fucking.
I'm a little bit concerned though, because each tree was grafted onto another plant, like another tree base. I don't know why. I mean, they're growing fine, but you can see where the sap has been waxed into to the other plant. So I don't know what fucking type of hybrid fucking fruit we're gonna get off it. But this year I might start getting shit off it.
You might do.
Exciting times.
You can fucking make homebrew. Then you'll fucking be shitting all over yourself when you've had a drink.
There's too many people. I know 2 people who've made homebrew and 2 people who've had explosions.
It's fucking bad shit.
Naming no names, but there's a father of somebody who works at our work is currently off sick at the moment. He's made a homebrew and he fucking lifted the roof on the house. My father-in-law, his friend was making homebrew in the shed that was keeping from his wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was making his homebrew in the shed, and I don't know what happened. The pressure got too much in more, and while he was in the shed, it blew the windows out, it blew the nails up, so the roof lifted, and it blew the shirt that was on his fucking on his back. It blew the shirt off his chest and left him red fucking raw. When I got told the story, I was pissing myself, but apparently he was in a bad fucking way.
Well, that's the thing with homebrew is it is pressure to fuck, isn't it? I know people who fucking, had missiles going off, fucking, the bottle caps and they swell up, blowing up and fucking flies off. I'm sure somebody in work used to make it loads of it, and he knocked a fucking neighbour's chimney off, fucking over the road
with a missile,
with a fucking homebrew,
because missile.
He put it in and he completely forgot about it, and he'd used industrial caps that he'd robbed from work. And they had these metal caps that turn into these fucking orb light bulbs on top, on the lid. And he realised what they were, and he got one outside, and he fucking, he was fucking hell, and he put a towel over it and everything, fucking put his foot on it and got the sledgehammer and went to pop it, and bam, and it just went fuck off.
So it was like an actual missile.
Hit the fucking chimney and fucking bricks fell out of it and everything off the fucking road. Fucking bet the neighbours were dead confused when they fucking walked down the path and fucking found bricks on the front path.
I'll tell you what I've learned from this podcast, that it looks like we have a bright future, isn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't look too concerning.
No, not really. You know what?
The only thing that we got to be worried about was getting shafted, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Getting shafted by the man.
The man.
Which is sad. Do you reckon we'll ever have another poll tax riot type of riot? Where people are going to get that fucked off with the price of fuel.
We're going to have riots, but I couldn't specify what they're going to be on this time. It's impossible to realise. More than likely, we won't see it coming. It'll all of a sudden be something will happen one day, and all of a sudden everything will just go.
Like it did 2 years ago.
No one will have a fucking clue. It'll just hit us in the fucking face. I think they'll be much more prepared for it, though, because they've had the fucking practice now, haven't they? the current police force. They've had the practice in now.
Yeah, but what you got to remember with the police force, right? They're getting rid of experienced officers because they're costing too much to employ. They're bringing in kids. They're not kids, but they're bringing in 18, 19, 20-year-olds.
Graduates,
yeah, who haven't got a lot of experience, but they're cheap to employ. So that's what you're going to have facing you. I know some police officers when the London riots on, well, the UK riots were on 2 years ago. Well, July 2011. It was 11, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, July 2011. I know some police officers who didn't wear the steel-toe caps boots. They wore trainers. They wore black trainers because if they were being there to control a mob of 1,000 people and there was 200 coppers. You're outnumbered massively, aren't you? You're outnumbered, so they wanted the opportunity to run away. And I think that's what you're going to get. The numbers aren't there to control thousands of people. Look at the London riots when I think it was the G20 was on when that gentleman got knocked over by the police officer at the heart.
The anarchist riots.
The anarchist riots. Yeah, I think there was 200,000 people. All right, there was 60,000. No, there was 30,000 police officers on duty. It sounds like a big number, but compared to 200,000, it's not for every one police officer. What have you got? Fucking 10 people. Well, 7 people.
Well, I think one of the main things is that all these riots that they've just had now, they've had that little bit of practice in, the current level of police officers have been broken to proper bad shit,
Yeah.
And I think now, they were sat there and I think now the government, the next time riots kick off, will be taking a bazooka to fucking take out a fly. They'll be fucking,
Would they get Middle Eastern on their ass?
I think they literally deploy everybody out for it the next fucking time it comes to it, because I think they don't want that embarrassment again, because it was embarrassing. We were all over the fucking world, fucking all these fucking thugs running down fucking streets, not one police officer in sight.
Yeah,
no.
See, in Bahrain and the Middle Eastern countries, apparently we're being led to believe by the media that when the civilians protest the police have no fucking moral obligation to not unleash the wrath of war, so they just start firing rubber bullets like a motherfucker. In this country, we don't seem to do that, do we? We seem to deploy water cannons, don't we, at the best, and try to do a caging tactic.
Yeah.
Not caging chicken.
Kettling it's called, isn't it?
Kettling, that's it, yeah.
But I think one of the main things over here is that obviously we are much more humane on that level, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But now, obviously, compared to the fucking nice, humane coal mining riots, which were, let's face facts, were not humane at all.
No.
They just beat the shit out of anybody. And with the whole rioting thing, it's fucking almost impossible to put an opinion on it. How do you control a riot? How do you do the right thing? How do you know where you're going to be? How strict you need to be, how unstrict you need to be, the whole fucking thing.
See, the thing is, what I've noticed is when people start fucking dying, it doesn't deter people from going out on the streets. If anything, it rounds them up even more, doesn't it, to go out there and start fucking shit up. Do you reckon they ever get to the point where the government will start fucking unleashing fucking rubber bullets on the civilians?
Well, we've got lots of police officers now deployed with who can use rubber bullets, if you know what I mean. They just refrain from using it, because not only that, you've also got a risk of it, if you know what I mean. You fucking fire a couple of rubber bullets and somebody fucking dies, you've got problems then,
Yeah, you're fucked.
And I think the last riots, while they were slow to respond, sorry, I think what happened afterwards, which was the crackdown on anybody who'd fucking riot, was perfectly bang on the money.
Bullshit. I keep on having this argument with everybody. It wasn't. It was illegal. It was unjust. It was outrageous. You telling me, right? Fucking prime example. The one that I use all the time, right? 2 kids in Warrington created a Facebook. Warrington in Cheshire in the UK created a Facebook page that said, "Let's go out and smash Warrington town. Let's go and write something like that." They never did it. They never went out to protest.
They did. They tried.
They tried. Yeah, they did try. I think there was only them two and his mate and his thing UK cuts next door neighbour's dogs turned up for it, right? They got arrested. They went before a judge, no jury, and they got sentenced to 5 years. Did no damage, right? The same day, a rapist walked out of court with a suspended sentence of, 6 months suspended sentence. If he did anything, 2 years suspended sentence. If he did anything in the 2 years, he was going to jail. That is called injustice. How dare the government of this planet send to jail 2 kids who said they wanted to start a riot when somebody who raped somebody got off with a suspended sentence? Nah, I'm sorry, mate. They were wrong.
I think the main thing behind with that, now obviously you've got you do have your slight issues there with your injustice and all that palaver. But I remember when the London riots were happening. Now my girlfriend was in hospital at the time, quite bad in hospital, in Warrington Hospital, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And when those 2 lads got sent down, I was so fucking happy. As far as I'm concerned, I think they should have got fucking more than that, just to fucking deter people from doing it.
It'd be lovely if when people do stupid things and they're inciting a riot, that they get the full wrath of the law and people go full wrath of the law and people go to jail. But it's not like that. It needs to be fair. You can't let off a rapist with
No, you can't. But obviously, I don't think that should stop you from sending the other people down, though. If you know what I mean. Just because somebody else might be walking on the same day, I think you need to...
No, you can't. You can't not look at it like that. It's outrageous. No, it's absolutely outrageous. It's not fair. I agree that those fuckers who wanted to do damage. They probably wanted to rob a load of fucking iPhones or something because they were the young kids. They weren't going out to protest for the state of the economy. They were going out to protest because they had fuck all else to do and they were greedy and they wanted to rob shit and they wanted to have personal gain from it. They should have been punished. I agree, but they never actually committed they never actually committed a law where anybody got injured or anybody got hurt. But and they got sentenced to 5 years. Their lives are fucking ruined.
But I think to quite honest with you, now I know you've got the whole thing of the rapist getting off or whatever, but I think you need to look at that from the whole thing of the rapist should have got sentenced. Yeah, if you know what I mean.
I agree. But there's not enough room in prisons. They were actually letting people out of prison so they could accommodate fucking rioters or potential rioters. Yeah, and some of these were fucking teachers who just caught up in it.
I think one of the main things with it...
I can't believe nobody can see this from my point of view.
I think one of the main things with it, though, was that you needed to deter people from doing it again, or even wanting to do it again, or thinking about doing it again. Now, I know you had people out there who fucking robbed, 10p items and got sent down to 2 or 3 years, and as far as I'm fucking concerned, they should have got more. That's just us. I'm fucking harsh, though. As far as I'm concerned, I think I genuinely think on some level that if somebody,
that motherfucker, Declan.
I genuinely think on some level that justice in this country.
Are you a loyalist or a royalist?
What do you mean?
Well, sorry, a loyalist is the same thing. Are you pro Queen or pro government?
I'm definitely pro Queen, but I'm not pro government. If that makes sense. Yeah.
If you had to choose. If tomorrow the Queen come out and said, listen, the country's that fucked up and disbanding the government, there's going to be a new general election, but for the next 6 months the Crown's taking over power of the country, would you support that or...?
It would depend on the circumstances. It's
for
one
that
of them.
reason, the economy's fucked up. Petrol prices are too high. They're trying to tax you. As the Queen, I want to drop petrol prices down to 89 pence a litre. I want to decrease council taxes, and I want to increase. I want to invest more in extracting shale oil, and we're going to prop up our economy from oil exports and things like that.
I'd definitely support it on most levels, as long as it definitely wasn't going to go to shit, if you know what I mean. It definitely wasn't. It was definitely going to come back to a similar system to what we've got now. Now, I know that you can say all you want about democracy being free. It's not free. It's more free than other things, if you know what I mean. Particularly if you think about it on some level.
Than a regime.
People say, the whole thing about, freedom, fucking, that we're all free and all that bullshit. In the day, if everybody was free, the entire world would be run by dictatorships. Yeah. Because that's just how simple it is. Because regardless of what happens, you make everybody free, somebody will fucking rise up and take over. Correct. That's just what happens. And I think democracies are a less, lesser of two evils type of thing, if you know what I mean, on some level. And I think it offers a certain amount of freedom, but not completely 100% freedom. But I'm definitely royalist, definitely. I know loads of people say, oh, they spend all this money on fucking protecting them and type of thing. Well, any money, they fucking make more money back than that fucking on tourism.
I'm passionate about the Queen and the royal family, but at the back of my mind, it's always that they've got there through killing and suppressing 200, 300 years ago, haven't they?
Fucking, well,
500
980 years, their family line goes back now.
What, 1066?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it has come from repressing the fucking people, hasn't it?
Well, yeah, initially, but obviously they've fucking, over time, slowly but surely, they've lost most of their official powers. On certain levels anyway.
Oh, yeah, you can say that. You can say that they've lost a lot of powers, but they've got the one power that's most important. If she wanted to, she can disband government tomorrow like that.
Officially, yeah.
Yeah, officially, yeah. If David Cameron wants to go to war, he has got to go to the Queen and ask for her permission. Oh, right, she's gonna say yeah.
Well, he's got to pass it in the government first. He's got to pass the war bill, and then he's got to go and ask her. Yeah,
and then he's got to go and ask her. All right, I don't think she's ever turned around and said no, but she is a fucking feisty old lady,
Yeah.
She will grill the Prime Minister as to who, what, where, why and when.
Yeah.
What benefit is this going to have for the national interests of this country?
They have weekly meetings, don't they? Prime Minister and the Queen, they have a week meeting every week where she will literally sit them down and just go blah, 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 whatever the hell the topic is of that week.
She takes her role as the Queen seriously. A lot of people argue that she's there just for a tourist attraction and the wheel her out into public to walk around the fucking aircraft.
There's no way. It's still there, isn't it? We're still whatever that that type of system that we've got in place. It's the monarchy / whatever the fuck it is. I don't think I'd ever want to go back to a complete democracy like similar to America, because there's only one solution. There's only one possible outcome out of the American thing, which is literally the same fucking parties over and over and over again.
System.
And I think that the idea of the Queen deciding, on some level, creates that opportunity for other political parties in little bits, only in little bits.
Well, you think about it, the president's just a king, isn't he? Because he's got an executive order. If he can't pass it in the whatever it is, Congress or the Senate, he can just do an executive presidential order, can't he? And just sign it and go, fuck the lot of you. This is what I want. Which is what President Obama's doing now with a lot of shit. I keep on saying this all the time. I love the American people, but I am terrified of their government. I feel this is probably insulting, but I feel fucking sorry for him. I do, mate.
I took my sister to Liverpool today, and we had this big conversation on the drive back, which is that two lads that I know ended up serving time in America. For one of them for kicking off over there, and the other one for piracy and hacking over here.
Did he get deported?
He got deported, yeah. Out of the 11 lads that I knew who were involved in it, he got deported. And he got sent to fucking 12 years in federal fucking prison in America. God. And
he's got an arsehole the size of a tennis ball.
I'm not on about, and I'm not on about he was some big career criminal. I'm on about he's a little fucking shithead. He's like 6'2", but he was fucking like that. He was fucking he was about 10 kilograms wet through. He was fuck all. He was a nerd. And I think to myself now, I wonder if he's even still alive.
What was he hacking?
He was fucking MGM servers. He was dealing in fucking Blu-ray, fucking piracy and all sorts of really heavy shit. Like,
what was talking?
But at the time, I think they had a whole deal of trading. Back when Blu-rays first came out, of trading Blu-rays round before the films came out on Blu-ray.
Holy shit!
Download.
He must have been doing it on a mass.
Downloading the HD copies of films from MGM, hacking them and stuff like that.
Right, he sounds like a clever motherfucker.
Yeah.
So how the fuck wasn't he masking his IP address?
Well, clearly he got bummed, but I remember speaking to one of the lads about it, one of the 11 that he was with, because they were all into the gaming scenes. And I was speaking to him, and he said, I was fucking shitting my pants. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, it's number one. He said, the fucking door gets kicked in, fucking, they all come in, fucking, full riot gear, the whole shebang, bazooka with a fly again. He said, there's me in me fucking undies with me fucking can of Jolt, fucking, doing Jolt. Fuck all. And, and he got fucking carted off to the police station type of thing. And there's him expecting, he's thinking fucking, oh, what have I done? Piracy, fucking all that palaver. And he said that the fucking 2 fellas came in, all fucking suited up and everything like that. He said they were the fucking FBI. He said I was fucking shitting. He said they were fucking threatening that they were gonna fucking, take me out of the country and everything. He said, oh, fucking hell. He said, I fucking cried like a fucking baby. He said, I fucking let rip with everything I knew. He said, straight away. He was like, I'm fucking not going to America. No way. But that lad, the one, like, the leader of it...
Is it because it's an American company that they had the right to extradite him?
I can only presume so. I honestly don't know enough about it because no one spoke to him since it happened because he's literally... ended up, we only know bits of information through fucking like his cousin.
So they still got exported in it. He still got deported anyway.
I think he got, what was it? I think he got sent to 12 years parole in 6, or parole in 7, something like that.
What's that?
That's what he got sent to in America.
12 years. Well, I don't.
He got sent to 12 years in prison.
Yeah.
Good behaviour, parole in 7,
All
something
right.
like that.
Can you not serve your sentence in this country?
You can do, but he failed completely. He tried to argue it, and he got failed. Got basically shot down completely at every level. But with the Americans, stuff like that, especially hacking, an American company, they will always seek fucking the biggest thing they can get out of it.
The shit that is now, this country will just toss you out to him.
And let's face facts.
I was saying that he broke the law, didn't he?
And let's face facts, if you've done a fucking crime, you want to serve it over here, not in America.
Was he making money from it?
Yeah, definitely.
How much are we talking?
Don't have a clue. But
Must
I know
be a lot. Must be a lot, mate. Because you don't fucking the cost to extradite is gonna run into millions, isn't it?
He was caning it good style. He was fucking selling HD movies when there was not even a HD version out of that movie. And it was fucking fascinating when it happened. Because it fucking put the fear of death into me. Because at the time I was a major pirate. I pirated everything.
Allegedly,
yeah. And I haven't downloaded anything in about fucking 5 years now,
Statute of liability.
Everything I fucking have. Everything I own is legal on every level. And it fucking scared the shit out of me. Imagine fucking that.
Scared the shit out of anybody, that, wouldn't it? I think Obama said he's not going to go after the... Oh, no, that might be weed, actually. He's not going after the smokers, he's going after the dealers. I don't think... Oh, no, that's right. He's not going after the downloaders now. He's going after the server providers.
Yeah.
The Pirate Bay seems to be dead now.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean, even though they changed the domain name to somewhere in South Africa, I think it is. In this country now, you can't get on to the... Well, you can. In this country, if you go into the Pirate Bay whatever it is now, PH or whatever it is, you automatically come up with an Internet Explorer page unavailable or something like that. But you can go through a mirror. Do you know what I mean? It's a 30-second Google search. You can access it through a mirror. But somebody I know no longer uses Pirate Bay anymore. Do you know what I mean? Because he's now got to go through a different route for it, and it's a domino effect. He's going, let's say, for example, what other websites out there? Kick-Ass Torrents. He's going to that now because it seems that that's really easy to get to. He's got a large selection. Look at Napster. Remember Napster? That was like the first massive one, wasn't it? And now you've got to pay for that shit. It was Mega Upload. Mega
Upload got bummed, didn't he?
That's what I love about New Zealand. The US one that extradited that motherfucker.
Oh.
New Zealand, the Kiwis are saying, nah. Because he does a lot of charity work there. He puts a lot of money into the New Zealand fucking economy. And alright, it's corrupt and it's... Well, that's not true. He set up Mega Upload for a file sharing website for people. I mean, a lot of people were using Mega legitimately.
Now he obviously knew what was going on Mega Upload. There's no way you could deny that. But I don't think that he should be fucking blamed for it. I think that... he's just a fucking scapegoat, isn't he?
Yeah.
Basically what it is, he's a scapegoat for the Americans not being able to control what people are uploading.
Yeah.
And they don't like that.
No.
That's what it is. While they care on some level,
it.
at the end of the day, if he didn't do it, someone else would have.
They are doing it. They are doing it.
Well, that's what I mean. Let's say he never invented Mega Upload. Bet you any money, another website would have risen just as big as Mega Upload.
The Pirate Bay.
That's
what the Pirate Bay. Those people are uploading their shit there to share. There's a lot of DJs that use it to put the music on there, but they're just clamping it down like a motherfucker. Mega Upload now has come back with a bigger and better fucking website.
Did you know? If we were like playing at Wembley or something like that, now we'd have just been fined like £1,000.
What are you on about?
we're over fucking overtime, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, we're in work in fucking less than fucking 4 hours, so let's wrap this motherfucker up. This has been the Hit Me Man Iron Fresh. That's the other fucking podcast. This has been the Go Forth and Amplify podcast from Death Squad UK. We are no way affiliated with Red Band's original setup, but that motherfucker inspired us to do this podcast. This has been a sober podcast by Death Squad UK. There's absolutely been no sacred plant sacrificed there at all, and it's been smooth flowing. I think I'm going to do all future podcasts as sober as a judge. This week, me, Ben Burrows, and Declan Whiteside at DeathSquad_BB and at TheAnarchistUndead on Twitter has tried to rock your world and blow your minds. We've had excellent feedback and interaction on Twitter, but I've been that fucking lazy and tired I haven't been monitoring as much as what I should have. Thank you very much for all your tweets and all your support. If you want to follow the podcast and all future podcasts at Death Squad UK, please follow at DeathSquad_UK on Twitter, and that will have information of all. Did that just say nigger? We just got a tweet. When was that from? Last week somebody just put a stupid fucking message on the page. I went to school with him. If you want to follow the podcast and all the future shows from Death Squad UK, please follow at DeathSquad_UK on Twitter. Hopefully me and Declan are going to sit down and create a website and come up with a server where we can upload all of our videos, because Ustream at the moment are fucking us. They're taking $99 a month off us, and the podcast is getting that popular. We're using all of our fucking streaming time up. We're getting allocated amount of streaming time, and it's that popular. We're getting very, very close to our maximum, so it's now becoming financially fucking possible, because the next stage up is $500 a month, and I'm not paying that much. Hopefully we will be back within the next 2 weeks with episode 3 of the Go Forth and Amplify podcast. A Ustream's upload will hopefully be a iTunes upload of the podcast will hopefully be available in the next 2 weeks. Thanks very much for joining us. Anything you'd like to say to close us off, Declan Whiteside?
No, I'm fucking knackered.
Stay black. See you on the other side, Ray.